Hey man, you look good, man. Good. You look. You know what you look like? You look like you came for a funeral. That's what it looks like. I'm happy that you did.
Yeah, you look like a bum today.
Somebody's funeral is going to happen today. Somebody's funeral.
You
I'm
look
glad
like
you
your
came
economic
prepared.
system.
Man, today you're gonna get humiliated. Every Christian with you, man. Not a
You
single
look
Christian
like
is
you
gonna open their
you
mouth
look like
ever
your
again.
economic system, dude.
Welcome, everybody, to Swords of Reason right here on the Speakeasy Show, Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays. This is where logic meets passion. If you're new here, the format is simple but intense, okay? Each debater gets 10 minutes for their opening statement, followed by 5 minutes of uninterrupted rebuttals. After that, we enter the arena for a full hour of back and forth debate. This is where the arguments clash and the iron can sharpen the iron. And finally, each side delivers 5 minute closing statements to lock in their case. When that's done, we move into a 30-minute Q&A. I'll drop a Q&A in the chat for the live chat there, but keep in mind super chats, PayPals, Cash Apps, these questions and comments will get priority. So if they fill up the whole 30 minutes, we may not get to the free Q&A. So if there's something you want guaranteed to be asked, make sure you send it through one of the priority options. And then once the formal debate wraps up, we open the doors for a chaos and chill panel. This is where the community can hop in, challenge the debaters, or ask follow ups if the debaters choose to stick around, because this part is optional for them. But it's always where things get wild. Today's debate prompt Christianity versus Islam. Which worldview offers a superior economic system for society? And today's debaters, representing Islam, we have Manure Reports, a regular in open panel and call in debates. Manure is known for direct political commentary and diving headfirst into the most heated topics in today's discourse. And he's no stranger to tough conversations and high pressure exchanges. Be sure to check out his channel. It is linked in the description. Sorry. And representing Christianity, we have Count Emmett, better known simply as Emmett, a seasoned debater, sharp commentator, and frequent open panel regular. Uh, Emmett is no stranger to lively discussions and intellectual sparring. He's also the host of a forced karaoke show where donations decide the song. And yes, he will sing absolutely anything you throw at him. You can find his channel linked in the description. So also make sure to go and check him out. With that being said, we've decided that Minar is going to go first for opening statements. So, Minar, whenever you are ready for your opening statement, I will start the timer up with your voice.
Thank you. Appreciate the intro. Great intro. I really like that. Jumping into the fire, into the flames. I'm in the moment. Unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, today is going to be a very soft debate for me. This is going to be one of my easiest debates. I'm not going to have to humiliate my opponent overtly. He's going to have to do that for himself, and we're going to showcase this today because Christianity has no leg to stand on over here. Today, we're debating what is the better economical system for society and the world at large. Can Christianity or Islam provide this? And today, I'm going to completely showcase and strengthen the argument that Islam is the only religion that actually can facilitate a complete economical, stable system that will allow society to prosper, and Christianity fails to do so. Absolutely. So the first thing we're going to do is, what is a better economical system? I'm serious. This is a serious question. We're going to talk about what is an economical system, what is better, what is blah, blah, blah. Let's define it. Let's agree with this definition. The best economical system is the one that can provide, guarantee, and facilitate absolute growth, and at the same time create a stability and a safety net for the constituents and the civilians within that society. There are times that you can forego some growth in order for more safety nets and forgo some safety nets in order for more growth. But the best economical system is the one that can establish a balance, the best perfect balance between these two entities, these two struggles that all of humanity have to go through. And that is what I'm going to showcase, that Islam is capable to do that. By how am I going to showcase that? I'm going to explain to you guys what is the Islamic economical system. I'm going to go through this. But how am I going to destroy the Christians today? Honestly, what is the Christian economical system? I cannot wait for Emmett to start discussing this, because according to what I have and the evidence I'm going to provide today, Jesus cannot establish anything. He hasn't established any of economical boundaries. Every time anybody asks him about inheritance, and we're going to showcase this with evidence, he tells them, I don't know. Am I the one to judge you? I can't judge you. I'm not the... And then finally, after I showcase everything, I'm going to conclude. So let's start, guys. We agreed to today a better economic system, one that creates the stability. Not only stability in creating a safety net for the individual, also stability in ability to garner wealth in order to create more wealth and create growth, and a system that, even according to today, if you go and look at all the statistical possibilities of this inherent progress, it shows you that the best economical system is a mix between not only capitalistic free markets that are unregulated. It's actually a mix between some of those, because free markets are actually necessary, but also you need a little bit of a safety net for the individuals within that society. You can't just have complete growth, complete capitalistic growth, and just at the cost of the individuals within society, because then you're detrimenting society. So there has to be a balance. And I'm arguing Islam does that. How? First of all, it forces a complete denying and completely eliminates all interest. Allah has permitted trade and forbidden riba. Quran 275. Let alone multiple different verses. Oh you who believe, fear Allah and give up what remains of riba. What is riba? Riba is the interest, this free usury, the ability to create income out of nothing, thin air, because you loaned somebody. If you are believers, and if you do not, then be informed of a war from Allah and His Messenger. I mean, riba and interest was such a detrimental thing to the economical systems that Allah would have waged war upon us, the Arabs, if we did not get rid of it. So we completely eliminate riba and interest. No more usury. Mandatory taxation, not like the Christians. They like to say, be nice, give from the giving, blah, blah, the people of heaven, blah, blah. We put a mandation. We put, according to the hadith and the scholars, there's a certain amount. And God, multiple times in His book, established prayer and gives zakat, forces zakat multiple times. And let alone multiple hadiths that says here, establish prayer and pay your alms tax. So He puts the payment of alms tax at the same level as prayer for this religion. You cannot be a Muslim if you're not paying your alms tax, showcasing that there's an importance of giving back for not only charity, but this is a tax system that allows you to build. And then He gives you the rulings on what you're allowed to use with the money. The government who is administering the zakat, the alms tax, can actually use it in order to help the people, not only to give it for the poor, but also to build infrastructure and whatever it needs, and also build its defenses. So this is a way for us. This is a legit, fair tax system that not only destroys and humiliates people and takes from their income and destabilizes businesses, not like in California, 50% rates, absolutely unheard of, that destroys growth. We have a fair system that as long as you have a little bit of profit for over a year, you pay a percentage of that, much less than 5%. And this is your way to give back and the economy prosper. So we have a mandation on not only charity, on a taxes system, free market and free trade. We have an establishment of a free market system. God says, "Oh, believers, do not devour." This is in 429. "Oh, believers, do not devour one another's wealth illegally, but rather trade by mutual consent, and do not kill each other or yourselves. Surely Allah is ever merciful to you." So there's an establishment of a free trading marketplace, and then God goes further and regulates it. How do I have proof of the regulation? Look at all these strict laws against cheating and fraudery. Whoever cheats is not one of us, says Prophet Muhammad. In the Quran, it says, woe to those who give less in measure and in weight, directly bringing back the cheating to the trade marketplace. It says, woe to the defrauders in 83:1. Woe to the defrauders, those who take full measure when they buy from people, but give less when they measure or weigh for the buyer. So when they're selling, it's a full weight, the balance is working, but when they're buying, somehow the balance is off scaled, or vice versa, basically cheating in the balances and scales. God creates such an immense forbidding upon this that he mentions in the Quran. No other religion you will see that happening in. So strict laws against not only allowing free marketplace, then regulating that. And this is actually the only way for you to build an economical system that's sufficient, a free marketplace of trade. Not only that, then he facilitates your contractual obligations. God in the Quran teaches us how to write contracts. God in the Quran, in Al-Baqarah, in chapter 2, go look up Quran 282, the longest verse in all of the Quran. It says, it's teaching you how to write the contract. Look what it says. O believers, when you contract a loan for a fixed period of time, committed to writing, let the scribe maintain justice between the parties. So now there has to be an arbiter between you. There has to be a witness. The scribe should not refuse to write as Allah has taught them to write. They will write what the debtor dictates, bearing Allah in mind to be and not defrauding the debt. If the debtor is incompetent, weak, or unable to dictate, let their guardian dictate for them with justice. Call upon 2 of your men to witness. He's telling you how many witnesses you need, who's to do the contractual obligation. If the person did the contract or wants to do a contract, but he's unable to think.
I'll pause it here. Oh, now we hear you. Now we hear you. Yeah, yeah. No,
thank you.
I paused it. Don't worry. Go ahead.
Give me another 30 seconds. Sorry. There. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, so this showcases today the legal system provides very similar contractual obligation. Has to be 2 parties. Has to be in written. If it's not in written, there's no actual obligation. There's better to be a witness. How many witnesses is the best? Even today, we have very similar laws. Look how amazing our Quran is. Completely facilitated contracts for us without the need for this establishment of scientific prosperity, whatever the hell you guys want to argue. And then finally, guys, the inheritance laws, and this is where the Christians are going to be completely defeated. I've humiliated the Christians today. Not only am I going to show the prosperity of the Islam and how amazing the laws are. When Jesus, peace be upon him, was asked what inheritance, a person comes to Jesus, he asks him, what inheritance can I give to my child? If Jesus tells him, am I one to judge you? I cannot judge you. Jesus can't even tell you what inheritance you're allowed to give. A'udhu billah. God, look how God commands you of inheritance in Islam 4:11. Allah commands you regarding your children, the share of the male will be twice that of the female. If you leave only 2 or more females, their share is 2/3 of the estate. But if there's only one female, her share will be only half. And each parent is entitled to 1/6 if you leave an offspring. But if you're childless and your parents are the only heirs, then your mother will only receive the 1/3. And he sits there and Hey, I got disconnected. And he sits there and lays out one by one what are these different outcomes that could be possible and how it's going to change the inheritance rate. But God, I'm the one to judge you. And let alone how many times he says, my kingdom is not from here. Jesus, when Christianity, let's be honest, guys, Christianity is struggling in any of these facets. Christianity does outlaw interest in the Mosaic laws. Christianity establishes that Jesus actually does not have a... Let me finish.
Yeah, that's 10 minutes. Wrap it up.
I'm having issues, man. Christianity establishes that actually Jesus does not own the kingdom of earth. He actually owns the kingdom of heaven. John 18:36. Jesus actually shows that he cannot give inheritance. Someone in the crowd said to him, "Teacher, tell my brother to divide the inheritance with me." But he said to him, "Man, who made me a judge or an arbiter over you?" Luke 12:13. Jesus allows charity, but there's no obligation, there's no mandation, there's no understanding on how to actually disseminate this wealth. And what are we supposed to do with this? Absolute humiliation. And where does Christianity teach you how to write a contract as fulfilled and as accurate and as clear as Islam does, facilitating an amazing fair trade, an amazing bartering tool, amazing regulations? This is the best economical system on all of earth, even today. Showcases a fair equality between socialistic systems, establishing mandatory taxation and charity for the poor, and at the same time allowing free marketplace that are regulated against corruption and cheating. Thank you so much. To the Christian. What is he going to say? I want to hear. I want to learn. Let's see how he's going to argue. Emmett, you're finished.
All right. Thank you very much for that opening statement, Manure. Emmett, during your opening statement, if you need like an extra minute, it's no problem. You can go an extra minute there. But whenever you're ready for your opening statement, I will start the timer up with your voice.
Let me go ahead and share my screen real quickly. I did something for Manure here.
Yeah.
So that
you need to ban videos. You need to ban videos.
It's not a video, Manure. Okay, it's not a video. It's a little presentation for you.
Look at yours. Look at the energy between my intro and look at the energy between you. Ridiculous.
So I was very gracious to you, and I didn't interrupt you. I hope you will not interrupt me anything as well.
Nice glasses, bro.
Okay.
Hey, let him get his opening up, Manure. Come on.
We'll start with this. I'm gonna go ahead and do an idea of what is the economic system from Christianity. In this, we'll start with Christ as God and why Christianity creates the best economic system. Okay. Well, we're gonna start with the problem of IQ, and why I made this slideshow, because as we know, the Muslims have a problem with IQ, so they need a little bit of visual representation of things so they can understand it. Now, most people will think that I'm going to go directly to the cousin idea, but no, this is completely fine. I'm going to grant it. I'm going to grant that whenever they do their cousin, there's no problem at all. They have absolutely no problem. They're not attacked. There's nothing happens. They're perfectly fine within their ideas to just go ahead and do their cousins, and that's not going to create this. This is perfectly fine and understandable. Instead, what I'm going to show you is where Islam is located. Look at all that. Oh, this is all Islam. Okay, and then, oh, look at that! The IQ is lacking in those same areas. So there's a little bit of understanding. There are other places in the world that have problems with their economy. Latin America, for example, they have a lot of problems with their economy, and this is because they follow some of the same principles that Islam follows. And what we see is that they're not even able to feed the young. Okay. So what is it? Nutrition. Nutrition is something that is essential, and we need it especially from when we're in the womb to all the way to 5 years old. This is the biggest moment in time where if you get a good nutrition, you get a good IQ. And if you don't get it, okay, the effects of these lowering of your IQ is permanent. This is a big problem for Manure here, because he's saying that his system, in according to himself, is able to provide and guarantee growth, but apparently it cannot even guarantee that people will eat. Oh wow, I guess we got rid of that part of the argument. So this becomes a conundrum. It's either cousin fucking is the thing that is lowering IQ, or is it the lack of feeding the people on your society? Your economic system is not even able to feed the people in the society. Now, as we said, this thing over here, this guy, that is perfectly fine and understandable. It's totally okay. That's not the problem with the IQ, it's just that they can't have anything to fucking eat. So the argument is pretty simple. I put it for you in a premise. Premise 1, people in Islam have lower IQ due to problems feeding the young. Premise 2, this is not observed in Christian countries like the US. So the conclusion is Islamic economic system is inferior to Christian economic systems. Now, he's gonna go ahead and be like, oh, but look at California, they have a lot. Yeah, and even so, even with 50%, our economic system is so good that we can even pay it and still have a better nutrition than all around the fucking Islamic world. This is interesting. So what happens? Well, Islam destroys the economic growth. What Christian charity actually expands it. Instead of making you do things against your will, Christianity tells you that you have a will and is trying to change it towards an actual ethical framework, and that allows the Christian charity to bloom. Free market under the Christian ethical framework, okay, is the best and the only way that we have actually been able to go and to be able to do what he even defined as a good economy. Is the only way to provide and guarantee growth, provide and guarantee nutrition for the kids, for example. So, what does the Bible say towards us? Oh, well, it tells us we have to be charitable. It says that is it better for the people who have very little to give away than the great people to give everything, right? We are called to be charitable. Is it mandated? No, it doesn't have to be. You know why? Because we are not animals. We have a will and we can actually act in accordance to our will in freedom. So, what does the Bible say? That's going to be a thing that is going to be like super aggressive about. Well, show me the passage. Well, show me this. Oh, well. The problem is that the Bible has to be interpreted. Okay? And the way that I interpret the Bible is through authority. Now, it does the same with the Quran. You're going to see it. You're going to watch it. So I'm going to ask him to give me the way that he's going to interpret any passage of the Bible if he wants to go there. Okay? And if he says that it's any kind of authority, well, I have a better authority because the church is the authority, right? That's going to be that. Now, he mentions the Quran. I'm going to ask him which one. Is Al-Suzi, Al-Ajib Khaled, Al-Bazi, what's Al-Asrikawe, Dori Al-Basiri. Oh man, I can say this, okay? This fucking weird ways of talking are not for me. But there's 37 different versions with over 100,000 differences between them. So which one is it? Which one is the correct one? Which one are you telling me that we should actually look at? Is it 2%? 2.5%? Does all of them tell us how to do the contract that you're referring to? Oddly enough, the Islamists and the Marxists have something in common, and it's that they fucking love to make the government overreach. They think that they can just redistribute all of the wealth. They think they have a better idea and understanding what are the needs of the people. Instead of allowing the people to actually be charitable and help each other understand what is their needs and how to grow and how to go ahead on their own, they have to be there. They have to, they gotta be the ones that are gonna be the saviors. They're gonna be Captain Save-A-Ho. That's what they are. They want to be Captain Save-A-Ho. So what is the thing that I want? Well, what we want is free markets. At the end of the day, free markets is the way that we have found it. Now, is it free in all cases? No. That's not what we mean by free markets. What we mean by free markets is that we are able to choose what we're going to do with our money. We don't have to rely on them to tell us what the hell to do with our money. Eh? We can choose what we want to do with our money, and we are under the Christian ethical framework. And that has been the best way. That's what actually provides and guarantees growth. Okay? Otherwise, he can tell me. He could point out to every single one of those great nations of Islam that have a great growth. Oh, wait, they don't. And worst of all, they can't even feed their population. We just saw it. Unless he wants to go on ahead and tell us that it's not actually they can't feed the population, it's that they can't stop fucking banging their cousins. Okay, so it's on him, whichever he prefers. Thus, we come to the conclusion that their economy is just donkey pull cart. Why? Because they are not able to actually allow people to do with their money what they want. And they're not able to even believe that they're going to do the right thing because they don't know. They don't have an ethical framework for it. All they have is an idea of forced doctrine that is kind of based in the Judaic system. And every single time he goes on and he's like, What is the verse? We're going to go to interpretation. He has to tell us what is the method that he's using to interpret the Bible. And I'm going to ask him the same thing about the Quran. Which Quran? Which one is the true one? Let's remember that in Islam, the Quran was uncreated. It was given. Okay? Uncreated. So, if that is the case, there cannot be two. There cannot be differences between them. But there are. There's 37 of them. So which one is the right one? Which one, Manure? Which one is the correct one? Which one is that tells exactly how to do the contract or the inheritance? Which one? So he's gonna go ahead and tell us about the zakat and how is it that fixes. That's gonna be the one that's gonna be fixed. A wealth tax is the one that's gonna be fixed. You know how in California they're going on to these extremes? It's because they're implementing the same kind of bullshit he wants to implement. The same kind of Marxist BS that we have seen during the past 100 years that lead us nowhere. This is it. Easy. So, with my last 40 seconds, what I will say is I'm ready to go into this debate. This is going to be amazing. I can't believe you actually agreed to this. Okay? Can't believe it. You're so dumb that I am ready to destroy you once again. Hope it wasn't too complicated. I know there were a lot of words on it. Okay? But hope you were able to follow the argument. Thank you so much. Speak easy.
All right. Thank you for that opening statement. And that wraps up the opening statements. With that, we are going to move into the rebuttal round. So each debater will have 5 minutes uninterrupted to directly respond to their opponent's opening arguments. So this part here is not a back and forth yet. When your 5 minutes are up, we stop it, move to the other side. So with that, we're going to give the mic back to Manure. Manure, whenever you are ready for your rebuttal, I will start the timer up with your voice.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate everyone's time here, except Mr. Hull, Longnate, and Pumpkinhead, and a couple of other viewers here. Those guys don't deserve any love. And Mo today is going to change his name to Toe because I'm going to step on his head intellectually in the after debate. Anyways, guys, I really don't have much to say about Mr. Emmett's intro, except that he exposed himself for being an inexperienced debater. I guess the first argument I'm supposed to actually attack, I guess, is that we have lower IQ based on the charts that he presented. So I guess my only question would be, why is that necessary for an amazing economical system? And if you can present evidence that high IQ is actually the only necessity, or one of the only necessities for a positive, successful economical system, then maybe I'm gonna actually try to take that argument seriously. Other than that, I don't even know why would I have to justify our IQ levels. How does that have actually pertain any value to this debate unless you can provide, and which you haven't, you just presupposed it, you didn't provide the proof why high IQ correlates with successful economical societies. For example, if an economical society rewards diligence and productivity, it seems like low IQ behavior can produce that as well. So yeah, I'm not gonna even. I don't need to even attack that until he tells me that why I should. Christian charity expands growth. Okay, so that's the second argument. Oh, look, our Christian charity, we expand growth. It's in his actual second or third slide. How? By how much? How much Christian charity do you have to give? What is the Christian charity? How much taxes are you supposed to collect from the people? What are the contractual obligations between the civilians and their government? How are the governments supposed to administer these funds, and in what avenues? Where are any of these rulings from the scripture? Let alone the problem where he's never represented the scripture once in any of his arguments. How many scriptural verses and appeals to the Quran have I presented today, guys? He hasn't presented one, not even one. His best argument was the IQ argument, which is an argument, an appeal to statistical modernity. It's an appeal to modern science, and it has no connotation to Christian laws or Christian rules, because Christian ethics do not actually prevail and go against cousin marriage, which lowers IQ, against his whole argument. So I don't know what he's arguing. Maybe his church stops that, but not his Bible.
He didn't get it.
Moving on. So too many versions of the Quran. Oh, yikes! Yeah, you want to really you want to really go there? Do you want to go there?
Which one?
You want to go there? You're attacking how many versions the Quran have. You want to go there? I mean, let's be serious here. How many books does the Lutherans believe in? Let alone the Presbyterians. How many books do they follow in their Bible? Sorry, what part of the Bible should I follow? The old Mosaic laws or the New Testament? What part? I mean, half of the Bible, according to you, I have to let go of because it doesn't actually follow. It's the Old Testament, not the New. So this is a weird argument. You literally throw the whole book away, let alone a couple of versions. So I don't know why you want to take it there, because this is one of your worst positions as a Christian. How many versions and the inconsistencies between all of your different denominations and their versions of their Bible. So this is ridiculous. I don't know why you're bringing that up. And then finally, Islam is like socialism. Brother, I already conceded. Islam does allow provisioning and socialistic structures in terms of establishing a stability for the poorest of the nation by forcing a mandatory and obligatory charity or tax upon the people, and you use that to better their life. How is that socialism? We actually believe in free markets. I've actually showed you that we actually believe in free market trades. We don't want everybody to make exactly the same equal amount of value. We want to allow the weakest of us to prosper still and not just be forced into wage slavery for the rest of his life. That is the only difference. Whereas, I don't know how that's, if that's the only part of it that's social, other parts of it are not, where we don't want everybody to be conscribed to the government and only working in these duties that are, and making all the exact same money. That's a complete straw man of what Islam is and represents. And according to my arguments, there's zero evidence from the Quran that showcases that everyone in the world has to make the exact same money. I don't know what this is. That's the socialistic arguments that nobody's allowed to prosper, and that's not showcased anywhere in the Quran. So I don't know what am I supposed to attack. I thought he was going to present Christian biblical arguments. I thought he was going to present the Jesus' words and what he taught him. I thought he was going to invoke the epistemology of his church. Nothing. Zero. Nothing. He's talking about how many verses the Quran have. What does this have to do with the debate?
All right. All right. Thank you for that rebuttal. And with that, we're going to hand the mic back over to Emmett. Emmett, whenever you're ready for your 5-minute rebuttal, I will start the timer up with your voice.
Thank you very much. So he didn't get the argument. The argument was pretty simple. There is a correlation between people being able to have food and eat when they're young so that they can have higher IQ. And that will show a prosper economic system. What we see in reality is that they don't have it. And then he goes into, into cousin fucking because he didn't get it. It's either one or the other. Either your IQ is low because you're fucking your cousin, or is it because you're not able to, feed the kids? And I think it's because you're not able to feed the kids. It's that simple. You're just not able to feed your own kids. When it comes to the verses, it's like, oh, look, you don't want to go there. I want to go there. To us, there's a little bit of nuance when it comes to the scripture. Your Quran it was uncreated. It was given by God himself. It's part of him. Why is there 37 different versions with over 100,000 different changes? Okay, so yeah, I will go there. I don't have a problem with it. I can go ahead and talk about the Bible if you want to. That's fine. But you have to tell me where the hell do you get your epistemology for it. Okay? How about you tell me where do you get your epistemology? And once we have the epistemology, then we can talk about it. But until then, it's you having an interpretation and I having an interpretation. And my interpretation is as correct as yours in this debate. So I can have any interpretation I want, unless you're willing to give me the way that you're getting your interpretation. So, when it comes to the free market is, in essence, what we are saying is this is the best economic system. This is the only one that we know that is able to provide and guarantee growth, and it's not being forced upon the Christians. That's why they were able to create these kind of changes, right? Is that why they were able to create these kind of markets? Because it's not being imposed on them. Like with your system is just imposition. You think you're better at knowing what people want and need than the people. Oh, you, whoever think you are, you know what they need and want. You know who is the people in the lower spectrum. You know better than them. That's all that it is pure, unalterated, okay, hubris. That's what it is. It's the idea that instead of allowing people to have a choice and do what is best for them, you are going to force them into what is best for them. The same kind of Marxist idealism. This is why I said it. It's not because you are exactly the same as the Marxists, it's because you have the same kind of idealism. Okay? It's that idea. It's that simple. That is the idea. Now with these, I'm gonna go ahead and concede my time because I don't need to go on longer. First, let's go with the first argument. How about you tell me, okay? How about you tell me, once we're in an open panel, which one is it? Is your IQ low because you fuck your cousin, or is it because you're not even able to feed the children? Thank you so much, Easy.
Oh, all right. That is going to wrap up the rebuttals. Great rebuttals from both sides. Before we move into the open hour of back and forth, let me talk real quick to the audience. If you're watching right now, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and subscribe to tonight's debaters. Their links are in the description. We host all kind of debates here on Swords of Reasons, politics, culture, ethics, internet topics, religion, anything where reasoning and passion collides. We put it in the arena. So if you're enjoying the format, make sure you locked in, and we got a lot more coming. Also, reminder for the live chat after the closing statements, we'll be doing a 30-minute Q&A. I've already dropped the Q&A in the chat for you guys, but remember, Super Chats, PayPal, Cash Apps, these questions and comments get priority. So if they fill up the whole 30 minutes, the free chat questions may not get read. So if you have something you really want answered, send it through one of the priority options and we'll make sure it gets asked. And then finally, thank you to both of our debaters for being here tonight and bringing your perspectives into the arena. And whenever one of you is ready to start the open floor exchange, go ahead and just jump in and I'll start the timer up with your voice.
So which one is it, Manure? Are you?
You're muted, Manure.
Yeah, you're muted, Manure. I think I broke him already.
Yes.
Yeah, you're broken.
Sorry about that. I apologize. I'm here.
So which one is it, Manure? Are you too? Is your people too stupid because of they're being unable to feed the kids, or is it because you fuck your cousin?
Sorry, what?
Is your people too stupid because you can't feed your kids, or is it because you fuck your cousin? Which one is it?
Oh, I thought that was your argument. I thought your argument was that we're.
I'm asking you, which one is it?
So can you tell me where?
Can you answer my question?
That showcases that if I don't eat when I'm young, I have low IQ. Like what?
There's a lot of different studies about that. I can go ahead and present one if you really need to. But before that, okay, let's do a hypothetical. Pretending because, in a hypothetical sense. Let's say wait, calm down.
Sanctioned.
Calm down. Can you answer my question?
Their GDP is like 20 billion. Mm-hmm. And they produce some of the highest number of doctors. Gaza bombarded.
Which one?
Country.
Which one? Which country?
They excel in STEM. Cuba. Their GDP is like.
They don't do it.
$20 billion.
They're one of the most retarded countries.
Yeah, and they produce they have the highest number of doctor graduates.
No, they don't. That is propaganda.
So I don't know what is your correlation.
That is propaganda. You know.
Poor,
do you realize that I come from Latin America?
Okay, how do you correlate being poor and having low IQ? I'm not understanding this correlation.
Because especially when it comes to nutrition from the womb to 5 years, if you don't have the nutrition that is necessary, your IQ drops. You become way dumber. According to whom?
How much nutrition do you need?
First off, let's answer my question. How about we answer my question? I'm going to do the hypothetical real quick. Let's say that it is the case that nutrition is important, which is obviously important. But let's say that it's the case. Can you tell me which one is it? Is it the fact that you guys are too stupid because you fuck your cousin? Is it because you cannot feed the kids? Which one is it?
This is all for the viewers. So yeah, so according to
tell me which one is it.
It's actually according to you, it's because of both. According to you, you didn't present the cousin in the argument.
I told you that I was gonna grant that it doesn't do anything, but I'm asking you. I don't think it does any. In this case, cousin, your fucking cousin is perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with it. It doesn't affect your IQ. If that is the case, why do you have your IQ so low? Why?
Yikes!
Why?
Pharmacat, why don't you show up here? Help your
Oh
cousin.
My God! Are you gonna have a debate with me or with Chad?
I'll answer.
Are you gonna have a debate with me or with Chad? You fucking retard! Which one is gonna be? Are you answer my question?
I'm trying.
I don't think you're trying. I think you lost already. I think you're so lost that you didn't even know. You're coping so hard. Wow. The cope.
Stop.
Stop.
Why are you acting like you won? We haven't even started yet. Wait.
You already lost,
I don't
dude.
know why he thinks he won.
You can't answer a question. You're coping so hard. You don't even know where you are. Where are you, Manure?
Okay, I'm gonna answer. I'm gonna try.
Where are you, Manure?
5 seconds.
Wow.
I'm crying, guy. I'm crying.
I dress up for this retard. My God.
Just stop opening your mouth.
Are you gonna answer the question?
Every time. No, okay. Just wait. Okay, I will answer. Okay.
Are you?
I will give it to you. Both of them make my IQ lower. How can you show me how does low IQ showcase that it destroys the economy? Showcase to me that lower IQ in the individuals is bad for the economy.
Yeah, of course. The lower the IQ is, the least amount of tasks you can do. If you cannot perform tasks in a specific job, you are not going to be able to progress. And if it's generalized in society, the whole society will not be able to progress. This is why we see in those specific areas of the world, we see that their economy is not that good at all. Can you tell me where in these areas of the world the economy is booming, that they have a great economy, that they are doing great when it comes to their mind, that they are innovating, that they are creating all of the economic stances and all of the different places so that you want to go there? How many people are going over there, migrating to these great places? When was the last time that you told people, in Somalia, it's like, oh, don't come here, go back to your country? When was the last time you hear that?
Okay, so you believe because a nation is poor, which means I'm assuming you're correlating that with the GDP of the nation.
And no, necessarily. I'd never mentioned GDP as part of my argument.
Well, how do you know the nation is poor then?
Because they're stupid. That's the argument. Do you understand? They cannot feed the babies. That's why their IQ is low. That's because they cannot feed the babies. That's why they're poor.
How do you know the nation is poor? Because
there's a correlation between IQ and nutrition. And if you were able to feed the babies, you had a higher IQ.
What is the metric you're looking at? What is the indicator that tells you that the income of these individuals?
So what I'm looking at is the amount of IQ that they have. Froze. Yeah, I know he froze.
I'll pause the time for a second there.
Sorry, I'm not sure what happened. Can you hear me?
No, we hear you now. Yep, go ahead.
Yeah, we can hear you now. Kind of.
So.
Do you see the metric of your internet? You see how it freezes and doesn't work? Okay? That is the metric I'm using, but it's with IQ. I see that your IQ is fucking low, okay? Which means that you're not able to feed your babies. How about that? Does that make sense to you now?
Okay, so I just was asking you. The question I was asking before I lagged out is, what metric are you looking for that
Your
tells you that the
IQ
nation?
scores.
So the metric that tells you the nation is poor economically is their IQ scores.
Yes. Why? Why,
So
Manar?
you've
Trying to think about it.
looked
Why
at
do you think I'm correlating one to the other? Why?
maybe because a nation is not prospering because a secular nation's president went and kidnapped a Christian nation's president and destroyed its economic prosperity and instituted within it and infiltrated systems of governance that are going to benefit the president of the that kidnapped the other president. So maybe that's what's happening.
Maybe?
Maybe there's a different correlation than just
Is
low
it is it
IQ.
is
I'm
it
just
maybe
asking you,
because
what are you looking at?
is it maybe because an asteroid went on and destroyed that city? Is that what you're asking? Is that what you're telling
I'm
me?
just saying, like, if Venezuela tomorrow fails, are we gonna say Venezuela failed because they're religious Christians that just f their cousins? They're not Orthodox and they allow that. No, we're gonna say that there's another secular nation that went in, destroyed its prosperity, and infiltrated its governance systems, and destroyed its economical ability to
Ooh.
actually create any income, and not only
Yeah.
sanctions but after the
I
infiltration process.
really enjoy that you
So
use
I'm
Venezuela
asking
as
you,
your
what
example.
indicators are you
I
looking
understand.
at?
Yeah, I understand. I really like that you use Venezuela as the example. I kind of know about the region because I'm from there. One of the coolest things about Venezuela is that it used to be one of the greatest economies and the greatest economies in the region until they started, applying socialism and secular systems, which are very similar to Islamic systems when it comes to using force and trying
And
to
that's why they
get that.
failed.
Oh, that's why they're failing. They have not gotten out of it. The fact that we got one of their fucking
So the
socialist
fact that
presidents
America's
out of it doesn't mean that it's
sanctioning
not.
Maduro,
That doesn't mean that it's
the fact
over.
that it's been sanctioning Maduro for the past 10 years, does that affect it at all?
No,
The
it doesn't
Maduro
affect
government was
it.
getting
Is there
sanctioned.
other countries you're able to trade with?
You don't believe sanctioning the government by
The,
U.S. actually creates
is
any
the
economical
only
disparity?
is the only country that you can trade with the USA?
No, but when you sanction from
Oh
the USA, you
no.
can't trade with any of its allies either. So it's
No, you
actually all the
can.
allies of the
You
USA.
can.
Yeah, you can't trade
One
with
of the
allies
no,
of the
you
USA.
can. One of the coolest.
Sanctions, you're not allowed to trade with allies.
You are.
No, you're not.
Cuba, for
Allies of the
example,
USA
one of the
cannot
great
trade with
Cuba.
you.
By the way,
That's why when a
oh,
country sanctioned, they
okay.
have to go to North Korea and
You're not
China
gonna answer. You're gonna let me answer your question.
and
Is that
Russia.
where we're gonna go? Okay. So, for
Well, you keep
example,
lying.
Cuba is sanctioned right now. The greatest trade partner is the USA. The second is Canada, and the third is Mexico. Can you explain that?
Yeah, so when
Can
America
you
sanctions a
explain
country,
that?
the biggest trade allies. Wait, what are you talking about? Venezuela has
I'm giving
biggest
you an
trade with
example
Canada.
of one country that everybody knows that's been
What
sanctioned for
country?
a long time. This is Cuba, and the
Cuba.
first one that when they made the most amount of trade is the USA. The second one is Canada, and the third one
Because
is
they're
Mexico.
probably specific. Because they're probably specific sanctions. Maybe they're not on food. They're on like energy production or embargoes of imports or exports. It's probably something specific. It's probably about the exports necessarily. Maybe. But are you?
Uh
Is your argument that
oh
when America sanctions a
wait,
nation, it
you
doesn't
just
create?
sanctioned
Wait. Can
you
I
just
finish my
sanctioned
question?
it. Well,
Is your
you
argument
said
when America? Can I ask you a question? Can I finish
yeah
asking you a
yeah. Ask the
question?
question.
Holy
Go on
shit!
ahead. Go on ahead.
When
Go.
if America sanctions a nation, does it not create any economical damage to the nation? Is that your argument?
It would depend on the
There's no
economics,
evidence
right?
of economical damage to the nation?
I don't think it does. I think that you
Then
have
why the fuck is America sanctioning the nation?
Are you done?
Go
Are
ahead.
you fucking done? Okay. So you cannot trade with the American government, but you can trade with the companies in America. Did you know that?
But you're arguing. That's not my argument.
Okay.
That's not my argument.
You're not done. Let me know when you're fucking done, Manure. Let me know when you're fucking done. Let me know when you're fucking done. Okay, next time you let me know.
That's not the problem. The problem is not the trade. You're saying that it does not create a trade issue or a problem with creating controlling economy or controlling embargoes or controlling imports or exports. You're saying that there's zero effect of sanctions. That's what I'm trying to dig into. I'm not trying to dig into what happens when you're sanctioned. I'm trying to understand why would a country like the U.S. Risk its actual reputation on sanctioning a Christian nation if it believes it's actually going to derive zero beneficial outcomes for it. Obviously, the sanctions that this country is imposing is actually for a certain reason, which is the economical detriment of the nation. You're arguing there's zero connection between sanctions and economical detriment. I can't believe this.
I never said that. There might be an economic effect on them. That doesn't mean that it's shut the fuck up, retard. Okay, it doesn't mean that it's the only effect. Now, I want to go back to the actual debate at hand. Can you go ahead and tell me which one is it? Why is your IQ so fucking low? Is it because you can't feed the babies, or is it because you fuck your cousin? Which one is it, Manure?
The only reason I'm arguing against this is because this is your crux of the argument, is that these low IQ nations are bad economies because they are low IQ, because they fuck their cousins or whatever your argument was.
Or because they have socialist systems like the one you want to impose.
Yeah. You haven't presented how Islam is strictly a socialist system. There's much evidence to show.
It doesn't need to be a strictly.
Prophet Muhammad. Let me showcase a piece of evidence from Prophet Muhammad. Peace be upon him. Just give me 10 seconds to showcase that our actual system is a system of free marketplace, and that the socialist part of it is the social safety net, not the taking over the government. Let me just give you this. No.
The zakat is voluntary?
Let me just present my argument.
Is the zakat voluntary?
But
is the zakat voluntary?
What?
Is the zakat voluntary?
Why are you talking? Let me just finish my argument.
Is the zakat voluntary? It's a very simple question. Is the zakat voluntary?
What? What is zakat voluntary?
It's a wealth tax. You know the wealth tax?
What?
In your system? Do you remember that you have a wealth tax?
You're talking about the zakat?
Mm-hmm. Is it voluntary?
Zakat is what? No, it's not voluntary.
Okay. Why is it for?
You have to give zakat.
Well, yeah, why?
Because that's the social safety net. That's the socialist.
That's not the social safety net. First off, it's not even for a social safety net.
That's the only socialist part. That's the only socialist part of the whole system.
That's not.
Because you give a tax.
No, that is not. That is not the case.
Of the nation.
Nope, that is not the case. You're lying.
Interests.
You're lying.
Yes, you spend all tax on the defense.
You want to go on ahead and lie about this. The reason why you have to pay the zakat is to clean.
That's what we use the jizya for, and we use the zakat for similar things that the jizya was used for.
Is to clean your wealth, and the second reason why you want to do it, okay, is because you think the government are the ones that should be able. Yeah, of course.
Like money laundering?
And the second, no, retard, is because you think it's immoral to have a lot of wealth. And the second one. The second reason why
is our economy, how strong it is.
It's not. You can't even feed your fucking kids. The second reason why you want to do it is because, okay,
give to the poor.
It's because you want the government to have the capacity to create safety nets. That is it. It's because of the government. Okay.
Well, I'm actually. This is all a lie. And my actual evidence. Can you shut him the fuck up? This is all a lie, and I have the evidence. If you'll allow me fucking 15 seconds without interruption. A true hadith, authentic hadith on work. The Prophet helps a man earn a living. This is going to showcase to you and destroy your actual argument we are actually trying to snuggle somebody and just suck out all of his wealth. Absolutely.
Except the evidence show that you can't fucking clean.
That's what America's trying to do: stifle businesses by imposing a 30%, 50% taxes. Thank you for making the argument, by the way.
Except the fact.
How destructive the secularist capitalistic economy is.
It is a secular.
Nice argument.
It is a secular. I'm not a secular, Manure.
Yeah,
You're-
but this
you're
is a
fighting-
capitalistic argument.
you
Your whole
are
argument came
fighting-
from capital. Your whole
you
argument was
are-
capitalism.
No,
Go
this is
away.
a
Your whole
secular.
argument was capitalism
This
was
is
great. It's better than
secular.
socialism.
We're talking about a secular
Oh, so what's the
system.
difference?
and
What's the difference? What's the difference? You're not going to impose a
the
30%
secular
tax.
system, the secular system is socialist, like
What
yours.
tax will you impose? What tax will you impose then on the
The
businesses and the
secular
people?
systems are socialist,
fuck up.
like you.
But what-
You are
but
socialist.
You never presented one argument of a Christian economic system. Your only
Yes,
point was a
it's
capitalistic
based on
system,
freedom.
and you argued against socialistic systems.
It's based
you
on
never
freedom.
presented a Christian system that's different than capitalism. Shut the fuck up.
It's
So
based
here's my
on
argument, guys.
freedom. It's based
my
on
argument
the
to
capacity of
showcase-
having the church.
Showcase
It's
that
based
Prophet
on
Muhammad
charity.
didn't even help a beggar. Listen to this.
On
Prophet Muhammad
charity.
refused to help a beggar. He's gonna say we're socialists. Prophet Muhammad refused to help a beggar. Listen to this story. About from Anas
You
ibn
talk-
Malik reported.
Wait.
Can he
I don't care
hey,
about-
speak easy? Can you
Wait,
mute
wait,
him?
wait, wait,
Can you
wait.
mute him? This is
Why do-
proving
no,
that
no, no,
actually
no, no, no.
we display free markets.
Yours,
we don't
wait,
actually just do socialism.
your system is saying that you should have
lying.
safety nets. You
Why
said,
can I not
retard.
present my evidence?
You
Why can I
said-
not present my evidence?
You
How's that
said-
socialism? How's
You
that only
said that you
socialism?
have to have safety
That's
nets.
the only part of it that's socialist. That's nothing else. We're not trying to suck your.
That is the
your
socialist
wealth out of
part,
you.
so
We're
you
not, we don't
are
want you to
being
be
s-
enslaved
you
for
are
the
being-
government and all make the same money.
You're being
Can you mute him
socialist.
just so I can present my evidence, because he keeps telling me I'm saying something, but he refuses to allow me to present evidence against him.
Didn't you say that you will
I have
create
evidence
safety
to tell
nets?
you you're wrong.
Okay, go ahead and give your argument, Manure.
Okay, authentic hadith about work.
Authentic.
Look how Prophet Muhammad, we're socialist, huh? He refused
You
to
are.
give him a freaking beggar $1. Look at this. He refused to even give him the coin so he can go build his own axe. Listen to this. Anas ibn Malik reported, a man from the Ansar. The Ansar are the new Muslims, the Muslims that helped the Muhajirin. The Muhajirins are the original Muslims. The Ansar are the new ones.
Which
from Medina.
version of the Quran are you using?
So a man from the Ansar showed up to the. I don't know why he keeps talking. Can you mute him? Okay,
Which
the people
version?
need to listen to this.
Can you
Because
tell me
after
which
this, he's gonna
version?
argue that
Well,
we're-
it's a clarifying question.
Yeah, which version are you
Well,
using?
What version is hadith?
Maybe he
It's not
wants to
Quran.
follow along.
This is a hadith. This is I'll give you the name of the hadith. It's 1641. Sunan Abi Dawood. The book on zakat. Book on zakat 1641. Sunan Abi Dawood. Sunan Abu Dawood. All right, let me continue. This is a sahih, never been proven otherwise. Anas ibn Malik reported, a man from the Ansar, so one of the new Muslims, came to the Prophet, peace be, blessings be upon him, and begged from him. And so the Prophet said to him, have you nothing in your house? Look, we're socialists, huh? He's like, have you nothing in your house? Prophet Muhammad asks him. The man said, yes, I do have a piece of cloth. Sometimes I use it. It says, a part of which we wear, so a part of which I wear, and a part of which I spread on the ground so I can sleep on. And I also have a wooden bowl from which we drink water. So he's talking about him and his family. So all he has is this piece of cloth and this wooden bowl, okay? So Prophet Muhammad, do you think Prophet Muhammad gives him the coin and teaches him a lesson? Look what Prophet Muhammad tells him. The Prophet said, no, this is a socialist prophet, right? Remember. The Prophet said, bring them to me. Bring me those stuff. The man brought these articles to him and the Prophet took them into his hands and said, who will buy these? Who will buy these things? Someone said, I will buy one. I will buy it for 1 coin. The Prophet Muhammad asks, said twice or thrice. He said it multiple times. Who will offer more than 1 coin? Who will offer more than 1 coin? He asked this multiple times. Someone said, I will buy them for 2 coins. So he sold them for 2 coins. These 2 articles, the cloth and the wooden plate. And Prophet said, go buy food with 1 of these coins and give it to your family, and buy an axe and bring it to me with the other coin. Look at the socialist system, huh? Look at the socialism. Tells him, go. He didn't even give him the 2 coins. He could have given him the 2 coins. He refused to. He wanted to teach him a lesson. Socialism. The man brought it to him. He brings him the axe because he has the 2 coins. The Prophet fixed the handle for him with his own hand, and he said, go now, gather firewood and sell it, and do not let me see you for a fortnight. So he sends him off. He's like, go get some firewood so you can make some money, and then I don't want to see you for a whole 2 weeks. I want to see you working. The man brought it. The man went away and gathered firewood and sold it. When he had earned 10 coins, he came and bought a garment and food. And the Prophet said, "This is better for you than for begging to come as a blemish on your face on the day of resurrection. Begging is only appropriate for three people: one in grinding poverty, one in serious debt, and one who must pay a difficult compensation. Other than that, no begging is allowed. Go work and your own work with your own wealth. Create your own services and create your own economy. Where do you see the socialist part in Prophet Muhammad's governance of economy, of his economical system?
So
Where?
just as the socialists will say that they are
The guy created from nothing 10 coins.
You went on for a bit there. You went on for a bit there. Let him answer.
He didn't even give him the coin. Where's the socialism part? What part is the socialist?
Manure, let him answer.
So just like he would go ahead and call himself a pro-worker, like a Stalinist. Okay.
Free market,
when they were going out there, they were telling you about how there were the guys that work, but you know what they did? They created a system which allows the government to be the one that decides who is poor and who isn't, and the ones that are into the government, they're the ones that are reaping the benefits of the people that are actually working. So his system is just a socialist. Did it say at any point that they didn't want to, charge the zakat, which is a wealth tax? Did it say that the government shouldn't be the one that's using that money to create socialist systems? No, he's a Stalinist. He will come here and proclaim that he's pro-worker. Go work. Okay, but in reality, he just wants to be at the top, taking away the money and redistributing it to his friends, as any other fucking socialist scumbag wants. That's all they want to do. They want to take away the money because they're fucking socialists. Look at him. Okay? They want to take your wealth. That's what they want to do. They want to take your fucking wealth and they want to tell you that you have to go and work. Instead, Christianity is about doing what is good and, donating to charity. Creating a system
how
in
much
which
should we donate? How much should I donate to charity? How much?
Okay, there's a specific passage that you want to talk about the Bible where it's an old lady.
How much should I donate?
There is a lady, and she goes to the temple and has only one coin, and that's all she has in his whole world. And Jesus Christ look at her, and she gives the coin and says, "You are more blessed than all of the others that are giving away wealth because you give." What you
so
needed.
you're supposed to give all your money.
You are supposed to give.
How is that not socialism? How is that not socialism?
Needed. No.
How is that not socialism?
How did she do it? Did she do it because of her own free will? Or was she forced to?
She seems like she is forced to if she wants to go into heaven.
No, she wasn't forced to. She wasn't forced to. She did it on her own free will. Instead, you want to force everybody. Instead, you want to force everybody. You just want to force everybody into whatever the fuck you think you should do, right?
I'm not understanding. Is charity obligatory or no?
No, it isn't. It's something that you do morally because you are an actual... You as a person, okay, you can take decisions that will be good for you and the people around you instead of being forced into them. Now, that's a little bit of a complicated matter for...
How is this not socialism?
This is very difficult for someone who doesn't know anything, right? Because you think you have to be forced into good?
Can you answer my question?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Is my mic on? Hello? Or you just want to talk for it? If you want to talk, just let me know.
Hello? Well, how is that? How is not socialist?
Actually get into this debate.
Because in socialism, you're forced. And she wasn't forced. You do it on your own free will.
You just conceded
you do it in freedom.
Whole wealth. I asked you how much. What's the obligation on charity? You gave me the example of a woman that paid every last dollar that she had.
It was good for her.
For charity, so she made herself one of the poor that requires charity. And you're saying that this is what everyone. Yeah, and you're saying everyone should do that. This is good for them.
Everyone should give to charity. Yes, and
their whole wealth.
What they can.
Their whole wealth. As much as they can possible.
Yeah. Why not?
And this will benefit them. This will create prosperity for them, right? It will make them another one of the needy ones.
And you know what? You're not forced into it. You can actually do other things with your wealth.
So it seems like what happened to the woman is she became the needy, but she won her position in
She
the
became the
heaven.
needy?
So unfortunately, your economical system
How do you
creates
know that? You're
needs.
presupposing it. How do you know that she
You
became
just
the
said she
needy?
gave up all her wealth. How's a woman in the 7th century, whatever the fuck it is, the first century, create any economical prosperity for herself without the little bit of wealth that she had?
Because she was able to work, right?
Oh, so now she's a wage slave forever.
A wage
She just gave
slave?
up all her wealth.
You think it's a wage slave?
What else is she?
You don't know. You're presupposing it. What is she? You don't know.
I'm presupposing it because that's the story. The story is implying that all her wealth was decimated.
No, it wasn't decimated.
How is this not socialism, and how is this successful to a society?
She gave the wealth that she had, and she's able to produce more. You know why? Because when you are free to work and do things, okay, you have the freedom to create more wealth. But if you are forced into a position where you have to pay taxes, when you create systems, for example, like the ones you like for the poor, you're gonna create a corrupt government.
Let me showcase why this is a contradiction.
Earlier
we discussed how overtaxing can be extremely detrimental.
Yeah, which is something you share with a socialist.
Let me just finish. Why you don't have to open your mouth.
Because this is a debate, retard. Okay, do you want to go ahead and have a debate, or do you want a monologue? If you want a monologue, rage fucking quit and go to your fucking channel and be there and talk on your own. Okay, if you want to have a debate, have a debate. But if you want a monologue, you go to your fucking channel and do it. How about that? Huh? How about you fucking rage quit?
Can I ask you? When can I ask you a question?
Now you can do it now.
Okay. Do you condone that everyone in your society do the charity that the woman did, and how is that not? How do you reconcile that is not better than the 50% or the 30% taxes that are imposed today that you said that were criminal almost?
You are free in my society. You are free, okay, to donate as you see fit.
There's no obligation on charity. So
there's no obligation. The obligation is to be charitable.
So you don't have to donate this much money.
No, you don't.
So when I ask you how much money you should donate, the answer is nothing. You don't have to donate.
You don't have. Your moral framework is that you should donate, but it doesn't tell you how much, because it can be as much as you need to, right?
Okay, so we showcase the Christian ethics. Do not know how much they're actually allowed to tax you. Or for
this is not a tax.
It's a tax.
This is not a tax. This is voluntary. What is the difference between a tax and a donation?
Do you tax? Do you ask?
What is the difference between a tax and a donation? How about you answer my question? What is the difference between a tax and a donation?
What I want to do today is I want to help you learn, so in the future you can have an amazing debate. Today's debate, in your intro, you did not showcase any of the Christian. You only attacked Islam, but you never showcased your own argument. So now I have to sit here and ask you one by one everything, because I presented my evidences with the scripture. You only attacked me for being a cousin fucker or whatever.
Can you tell me what is the difference between a tax and a donation? Now I have
to sit here and ask you one by one. What is this? What is that? How much taxes do you give? Do you even allow taxes?
We're not gonna move on until you tell me the difference.
You have to answer, man.
We're not gonna move on until you answer my question.
This is not just a debate against Islam.
What is the difference between a tax and a donation?
What is the difference between a tax and a donation? Huge.
Yes.
A tax is obligatory. It's functional for the whole system, for the infrastructure, for military, national security, defense. Charity is only guaranteed for the pool and the administrative people that actually picked up that money. That's it. Nobody else is going to actually gain from the charity, whereas the tax is actually used to...
What do you mean that they're not going to win?
Society.
It's the opposite. And we see it all the time. The places, even
is just a safety net.
Even
there needs
right
to be
now,
a taxation.
Not it doesn't. By the way, it shouldn't. We should have no taxes.
There should be. It just needs to be fair, because then a single person will own all the wealth. and then nobody will be able to redistribute it.
except that that's not the case. We see one person
It's
having all
not
the
the
weight,
case.
like in
It's
Venezuela.
not the case right now.
Like in Venezuela.
So you don't think if Amazon paid their fair share of taxes, they would actually decimate some of that wealth away?
What we actually see in places that use your fucking super taxation is the opposite, right? Well, like in Venezuela. In Venezuela, what happened? Oh, well, you have Maduro. Maduro is the super rich, and they are the only ones who are able to have any kind of wealth. But in the US, for example, there's a lot of people who have a bunch of wealth. A lot. Right? No?
So you're arguing nobody in Venezuela except the Maduro family had wealth? Like, what the fuck is it? What am I supposed to? What I don't know what I'm arguing against.
How many people
Emmett,
how many people are starving in Venezuela? How many people?
What is the Christian tax? How much taxes do I have to pay as a Christian?
That is not. It's as low as it can be.
So
Because
no charity, no taxation. How the fuck am I supposed to run an economical system like this?
How do you come to the conclusion there's
Okay,
gonna be no
final
charity?
question.
How did you come
Final
to the
question.
conclusion there's not gonna
How
be
do I
any
write the
charity?
contract?
No, wait. How do you come to the conclusion there's gonna be no charity? How?
Because I asked you what's the obligation of charity. You said no
You're
obligation.
not
If you want to, you
You're
can.
more.
That's what you said.
The obligation comes from the morality, right? You ought give to charity, but you don't have a specific amount. That is the difference. Okay.
Yeah, and then
it's not a thing that
you're not obligated to
Yeah,
give
you're
charity.
not.
You're not obligated to do any taxes.
you
back
are
to the
morally
society.
obligated, but you're not obligated by a state. Do you see the difference between
but-
those two?
But so if I don't feel like it, I don't have to give any charity. So if enough people in your society don't feel like it, that's it. The whole society is fucked.
You think that morality comes from your feelings?
Well, according to you, if I feel like I want to donate,
No, that's
there's no
according
obligation
to
on me
you.
to donate a percentage of my wealth. So if I feel like I want to donate,
wait.
I will donate.
This is in
And according to
accordance
you, it's actually
you.
moral to donate all my wealth away, so much so that I become a poor person that needs donations to survive.
Is that what
according
it
to you.
says?
That's what that's your only argument was that you presented was that a woman donated all her wealth, that she did not have any more wealth.
And it said that it was better for her, right?
So
Remember
you don't
that?
have an obligation on charity. It's just
I'm
whatever
moral.
you feel like. There's no it's
You're
just
not
a moral
obligated-
obligation, whatever
Okay,
the fuck
okay.
that means. What the fuck
Okay.
does that mean?
So-
When's the last time anybody did a moral obligation in anything? In business, do you do moral obligations? In business, do we use moral obligations or we use contractual
So morality, when it comes to the moral axioms, for example, you shall not steal. Is it just because I feel like not stealing?
So in business, do
Is that what it
you
means?
use statements?
Can you
or
answer
do
my
you
question
use-
when it comes to morality? When I say you shall not steal, is it because I feel? It's just a feeling. Is that how you see it?
You don't steal because God said that He will burn you or something. You'll smite you. Or whatever
Is that
it is.
why you think that's the reason why
That's why you
stealing
don't
is bad?
steal. Yeah, because He said it's
Yeah.
bad. Because He says He will punish you.
Is that
That's
the
what he
reason
said.
why? Because we're gonna be punished?
Not because you inherently think that stealing is bad.
Oh. So it's not bad. It's just about a feeling, right? If I feel
No, it's not
like I'm not
bad.
gonna be burnt, it will be perfectly understandable for me to
To you,
steal,
you
right?
cannot know if it's inherently bad or not. If it's benefiting you, why is it bad? Why is stealing bad if it benefits you? Why is it bad, actually? Unless because God said so, there's literally no reason for you to not steal.
Well, it will follow the nature of good,
or never
right?
get caught.
It would follow the
No,
nature.
not at all. Not at all. I can define what is good. to
It
me
would
is to help me.
follow the nature of
What
good,
benefits
right?
me is what's
Because
good
I'm
to me.
talking
No,
about
I
because
don't
I'm
know. I
talking
don't know
about
the definition of
objective
good is
reality,
without
right?
appealing to.
Because I'm
I
talking
don't know
about
what the nature
objective
of good
morality,
is without
right?
appealing to scripture.
Because I'm
I don't
talking
know
about
what the nature
objective
of good.
morality, right? So it would depend of what objectively is right or wrong. It's not about my feelings, right?
But if I'm not appealing to the scripture and I'm following the
I don't have to appeal to scripture to tell you. I don't
then
have
how
to
do you
appeal
know
to
what's
scripture.
goodness? Then how do you know goodness?
There are a
It is
lot
a
of ways
feeling
to
then.
follow. There are
Then it's a
different.
feeling.
There are different ways.
Then what is it?
Are you gonna answer? Are you gonna let me answer or not? Okay. First
There's
off.
different ways.
Oh wow. You tell me. You fucking tell me. How do I know? You tell me. How do I know? You tell me.
I'm
Come
waiting for
on,
you to
fucker.
answer.
You know my answer. You've been interrupting me. Tell me. How do I know?
I'm waiting for you to
Tell me,
answer.
fucker. Tell me. How do I know? Oh, you
How am I
don't
that
know, you
faithful?
fucking
Like, what
idiot?
am I supposed
Okay.
to do?
So,
All right, guys, real quick.
He's the one cussing at me.
Real quick,
How am I that faith?
one sec. Where the morals come from and everything. This is an important question, of course, but this is a different debate, right? Tonight's not really what is morality. It's which worldview offers like a superior economic system, and where you guys were just a minute ago. Basically, you guys were basically at the question was whether a better economic system relies on internal virtue or external obligation. And I think this is a really good hitting point here. So instead of drifting off into the moral conversation, why don't we go back into this and explain, like, because obviously on Emmett's side you're saying how with Christians it's internal virtue that leads to the charity, and on Manure's side you're saying there's external obligations that they're going to give charity. So why don't we argue here why each side is better for society?
so what I would say,
Number one, because Emmet is not a consistent system of governance. It's whoever feels like it can pay. So if the poor people only are the ones that feel like it that pay, it's going to create extreme disparity in the wealth, and also it's going to create more poor people. So instead, what Islam does is it makes a justification for everyone to pay the exact same amount of distribution, and only the difference is the number, the amount of your wealth that you're holding in the profit that you've held that year. And
Just like
therefore, whoever has made more profit will pay more and redistribute more wealth. And whoever made less profit will give little to nothing, ensuring that the poor will not get poorer for this obligation, but still fulfilling the obligation will suffice the society and create prosperity in it. So we protect the poor of the poorest of us by not forcing them to overpay, and at the same time continue to allow prosperity in the nation, because the richest will be able to redistribute their wealth every year.
so just like a
That's what
socialist,
makes it
he talks about. So just like a socialist, he talks about wealth redistribution. He doesn't understand the economic system. He doesn't take into account that people can actually have a better understanding and better ideas to get even other people out of poverty. We don't want to live in a society that's just filled with poverty. What we want to
the people
do,
know better than God, huh?
Yeah. No, you say that you know better than everybody. You're just like you're gonna
you're
tell
saying
everybody
that
what
people know
they
better than
need.
God. We don't need to be
You're
told.
telling people. First of all, you are presupposing that you know God.
We don't
Okay.
need to be
Second
told.
of all,
That's what you
second
said.
of all, you are presupposing
It's
that you know better
crazy.
than the people. You're presupposing that you know what they need.
Yeah, I know
Okay?
better than the people. God knows better than the people.
There
Yes,
you go.
God
There
knows
you go.
better.
No, you know better. That's what you are saying. You're not God.
Yeah, I'm
Manar.
appealing to God. No,
You're not
you never
God,
presented
Manar.
a single verse.
You're not God.
I'm the only one that appealed to God in this whole debate. You only appeal to false statistical science,
False statistical
modern
science.
appeals. Yeah, false modern appeals of law. You can't even
You can even feed your
establish
fucking
that
kids in your country.
You don't even have evidence to showcase that low
You
IQ,
talk like a
low income
socialist.
creates low IQ. You don't even have the
Distribution of
evidence. You don't have
wealth.
anything.
Just redistribute
And that's your
the wealth.
argument. It's an appeal to modernity, to modern science.
All you want is to redistribute wealth. That's what you think is the good. You think there?
What
you think
verses did you present today as your argument from your Bible? What verses do you
I
present?
don't have to present that. Do you understand that?
So how are you what is the Christian economical system then? What is it? Tell us.
It's based on
We have
freedom.
no idea what the Christian economical system is.
It's
I'm
based on
done being
freedom
nice
and
to you.
virtue.
I'm done being nice to you.
based on freedom
What is
and
the Christian
virtue,
economical
baby.
system?
Based
What is
on
the Christian
freedom-
economical system?
Based on freedom
Freedom
and
of what?
virtue, baby. Yeah, that's how
What
we
verse
do it.
tells you that? What verse tells you that? What verse?
Yeah,
What's
the
your
one
evidence
that
of
tells
that?
you that under your virtue system you have
You're
to
a fucking
donate.
liar!
You
You're
have
a
to give to
liar!
charity.
I'm tired. I'm not gonna let you lie anymore. I'm tired. I've been nice to
tired.
you. You're a liar. You're not gonna lie anymore. How are you arguing
told
that?
you
What
already
is
that we
freedom
haven't-
written in the Christian Bible?
I
Where is
gave you a
free
story.
marketplace written in the Christian Bible? Where? You keep touting freedoms. Where's that in the Christian
you to give
Bible?
to charity all you can.
Where do you tout that freedom is an economical system that's necessary, that you need freedom in this economical system? Where?
Because it doesn't tell
In your
you how
Bible.
much, right? It tells you
Why
that
do you
should
keep
donate.
appealing to these free markets if you don't have that in your scripture? What is it? Why don't you appeal to your scripture? Why are you appealing to capitalism?
How many times do you want to have a debate where you have to understand that we don't see?
This is not a debate. This is a slaughterhouse.
No,
you presented no arguments. Nobody knows anything about Christian ethics. Does anyone in this chat know anything about the economical system of Christianity?
Yes.
How much taxes do they have to pay? What is the obligation of charity? What is the inheritance that a woman gets? What is the inheritance that a woman gets if she has 3 brothers? Does anyone know?
You fucking retarded.
Does anyone know?
Okay, are you gonna allow me to answer your questions or not?
What is this
I know
ridiculous
that
bullshit?
your mom and your dad are.
Can you make an argument? What is the inheritance that a woman has if she has 3 brothers?
And they're unable to control yourself.
And her mom is alive. What is her inheritance?
What is the inheritance?
What is the inheritance of a daughter that she has 3 brothers and her mother's still alive? What is the inheritance?
The inheritor wants to give.
What? What? Are you fucking kidding me? That's your argument!
Imagine that the person has.
Your argument is whatever the guy wants to give!
Yes!
You're a loser! You're a low IQ trash debater! I'm tired of this! I'm not gonna allow this to continue!
And you're not gonna give her anything of inheritance. Should you be able to do that?
This is disgusting! Your answer to what is the inheritance is whatever he wants to give her.
This is disgusting.
You're a mental case if you think you're actually making any arguments for Christianity. No one knows what the Christian argument is. If the Christian economical system is capitalism, then you win.
You don't have the capacity to get it.
Because you keep touting that the capitalistic system is the best system.
You're too dumb to get it.
Why is the capitalistic system the best system? Why should we be capitalism?
It's not the best system. Capitalism is not the best system.
Why are you fucking appealing for it?
Christian
Why did you appeal to it for freedoms?
Christian ethics is the best system.
Why did you appeal to it?
Because you ought to do the Christian thing. Because
you don't have a Christian economical system.
Because you are.
I asked you what is your inheritance. You don't know. What is your application of taxes? You don't know. What is the application of charity and giving back? You don't know. What obligations do you have? How do you create wealth? Did Jesus teach you how to make money from an axe?
Let me explain this to you. Because you ought to be Christian. That's why.
Fucking loser.
Because you ought to be Christian. Because the moral thing to do
too long. His fucking intro was that I have low IQ. You're the only one that presented low IQ arguments.
You're spurging the fuck out.
And I don't know how rich you are, but you're destroying your own argument. Because if you have money and you're this low IQ, then your fucking whole argument doesn't stand.
Bring the spurging. Keep on spurging, Manure.
Fucking trash. Okay, go ahead. Let's hear what do you have to say.
All of them are laughing at you because you're spurging like a retard.
What do you have to say? I'm gonna be quiet for the next 5 minutes. What do you have to say? Teach us about Christian ethics and economy. Go ahead.
Yeah, in Christian ethics, you ought to do what is right.
Teach us about the Christian economical system. Tell us. I'm going to be quiet for 5 minutes.
It's a system in which you have the church. The church is the one that gives you...
free markets.
The one that gives you the moral standard. Once you follow the moral standard, you're going to be doing what is good.
And what is the church's moral standard for a free market?
For a free market?
Or for economical system?
Because the church understands that charity is given freely and it's not being asked of you under a gun. Like your system does. Your system, all it does is they go ahead and they see somebody that is doing good and all they want is their fucking cash. Okay? You guys are a bunch of people that all they want is to take as much cash as the people working. That's why you call yourself the working class. Oh, we are pro-workers. All you want is to take away their money. You do this redistribution of bullshit. Okay? Because you don't believe that people can actually do what is right. But in Christianity, you can. You have access to the ethical framework of God. You can act as a little g God. You can do what is correct and good.
I'm going to give him 5 more minutes. When are you going to get to the economical system without platitudes?
It has freedom on it.
You haven't made a fucking argument!
It's free markets under the purview under the purview of the moral ethics.
What's your evidence of that? What's your evidence?
What's your evidence of that? We have high IQ. How about that?
I'm leaving. Off. What is this bullshit? This is a fucking...
your IQ?
I'm sat here prepared. I prepared for fucking days for this shit. For him to come and present in his intro. Which is why we have a failed economical system. But fail to represent why that's important.
Can you tell us about your 60 IQ? Can you tell us about your 60 IQ? Huh?
Fucking here is presenting low IQ arguments except you.
Can you tell me
I
about
am
your
destroying you. You are humiliated.
your
You are humiliated.
societies?
No one is gonna help you. Not a single review is gonna look good upon this. No one knows what the Christian economical system is. No one knows what your inheritance for a woman is. No one knows the obligatory tax system is. No one knows what charity they're supposed to give.
No one knows.
No one knows anything about free markets, let alone anything about fucking markets economical system in the Christianity. What is he talking about? Definitely you didn't present those arguments.
Can you tell us how moral is it to have a slavery in your system?
Before the engine, it's amazing to have a slave there. You need somebody to do the same exact mundane task over and over again. You don't have an engine. Now that we have engines, we can reduce the number of slaves. We can give them better tasks to do, but you're going to always have a slave. Can I ask you something? Does your government require wage slavery today or no? Does a government not require wage slavery today? How the fuck do you function as a government?
No.
How are you going to function as a society if you obligate your people to work?
You have the capacity to choose what you're going to work on.
You think a society is going to succeed if everyone is sitting in their asses at home?
And we have the best, and you know what is even better? We have even the best robust social programs.
What is your argument against slavery? You're a fucking Christian, you stupid bitch! Your prophets fucking had slaves, you fucking bitch! What the fuck are you talking about? You're arguing against your own prophets!
Our argument is we ought not do it. That's the argument. We ought not do it.
Why?
You know
Why? What's your evidence for that? What's your evidence? From Mosaic law? From Mosaic? Your evidence from Mosaic law?
It's wrong. That's why.
Fucking trash. It's wrong. That's wrong. It's wrong. How do I know? Can you somehow?
Because
nobody believes you, Emmett. You're a liar. You have a rat in the bathroom in the cave.
Because
nobody believes a guy that owns a rat.
Listen. Because there's an image of God like you.
No,
what makes you be the grand master? Okay?
You got the nose of the penguin.
They are just as much the image of God as you are. That's why.
Guys, the guy is a liar. The guy is the number one liar. He doesn't know anything. I ask him, what is his justification? He has zero. He's never justified any of his arguments from the Bible. He's never justified any of his arguments from the epistemology of the church.
We are.
This guy's a liar.
We are the image of God.
He has no idea what's happening here.
That's why.
He has no idea.
Why am I wrong?
Because you're not obligated to give charity.
That's not.
You don't know what your economical system is. You don't know what the economical system. You don't know what the economical system is.
We're talking about slavery. Why am I wrong about slavery? Why am I wrong about slavery?
Because your fucking prophets had slaves.
So what? They can be wrong. They're not perfect. Do you understand that?
Your prophets are wrong.
Yes. They can be wrong on things they did. In fact, do you know that David, for example,
are immoral?
Do you realize
your prophets can be immoral?
Did David sin?
How many slaves did Sulaiman own?
Did David sin?
We don't believe that prophets can do major sin. How the fuck did he sin? How can a prophet make a major sin?
So,
what does he used to be a prophet then? Why would God choose him?
Jezebel didn't exist? Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah, you desecrate your prophet. I don't know what story is. I don't know. Can you present this story?
Yeah, you don't know. You don't know.
Do you?
Yes.
What is the story?
Well, he wanted to marry a woman that was already married, and he went on and sent the husband to the front lines and was killed, so that he could marry her, and that was a sin. Yeah, do you remember that? That's a sin. Oh, so did he sin?
And according to you, you follow.
I'm gonna ask you one more time.
I mean, that's not a major sin. That doesn't feel like a major sin.
It's not a sin.
That doesn't feel like a major sin.
No, is it a sin or not?
I thought you were going to say he was drinking, he was fornicating, he committed adultery with the woman.
Dude.
I thought you were going to say he committed adultery. That doesn't seem like a sin.
It was adultery.
That's not a major sin.
It's not a sin.
He married her.
He went on.
If he wanted to commit adultery with her, he didn't have to kill her fucking husband.
He killed the husband. Unjustifiably so.
Sin. That's not a major. How did he kill the husband? By sending him on a draft mission? How did he know that the husband is going to die?
He did it. He knew that he was going to die, and he sent it there to die.
So he would have been really sad if the guy survived, according to you. How did he
No.
know he's gonna die?
He put it there to die.
So because wasn't David one of the most brave people? He had to stand in front of Goliath. How the fuck did he know that some random dude is gonna die?
Oh my god, he put it
If
there
he
to
didn't die
die.
in front of Goliath, how is he supposed to believe that this guy is gonna die? Doesn't he? Maybe he believes
put
there's
him there
actual.
to die. Do you understand this? Like,
I don't
he put
believe
him
in this.
there to
I don't
die.
believe in
I
this
don't
verse
believe
at
it.
all. That there is any major sin. If David
don't
actually
believe
was
it.
committing adultery,
Is this simple? I
then
don't
there's
believe
something
it.
wrong.
Thus, it's not true, right? This is what I talk you about. What's your epistemology?
Yeah, because
What's your epistemology, Manure?
If there's no sin of adultery, there's nothing wrong with
All
that
right.
verse.
Listen, we got 10 minutes left. There's not much time for scripture analysis, all right? With the
Nah.
10 minutes left, let's let's get into the back into the economic arguments, no more story breakdowns. Let's get directly into the economic principle. Let's hear it.
So, Manure, can you please go ahead and tell me why is it that your economies all are failing and you're not even able to, feed your kids? What do you think that is? If it's not
Because
because
of disgusting
Islam.
Christian nations infiltrating, because the Christians have no fucking honor. They don't have an economical system or a moral belief system. Everyone does whatever they feel like they're supposed to do.
It's because you're dependent upon the Christians.
Can interpret their morality differently because no one uses any verses of scripture that they appeal to. Everyone appeals to modern sciences like you showcase today.
It's because you're dependent upon the Christians.
That's why Arabic nations are failed, because Israeli Jewish nations and Christian nations have conglomerated against them in a conspiracy theory of the era and the world decade.
It's because you depend upon the Christians. Is that what you're telling me? Because you depend upon the Christian and the Jews.
Of the millennium, Judeo-Christian values against Islam. That's why every Islamic nation failed. Do you have an argument against that?
Yeah, of course. I think it's because you depend upon Christians because you're unable to feed your kids. You're unable to feed the younglings.
I believe you have a jinn inside of you, a demon that rides inside of you. That's why your nose is so big.
I'm so interested in that. It's like you have eyes that can see demons now. But it's really interesting. I really think it's really interesting that you find yourself dependent upon the Christian and the Jews. And that is because you think that your societies are failing. It's because you're not even able to take accountability for your own failures in your economic systems. You go on and you try to put it on
your economy. Nobody knows what a Christian economical system looks like. Nobody knows what it looks like.
Look at the Christian nations.
What does a Christian economical system look like? What is a Christian nation that's prospering?
For example, the 60s in America. Great economic system.
What is a Christian nation prospering because they can Christian economical values? Where? Showcase.
The 50s, the 60s in America, the 50s, the 60s in Europe.
Those were economic systems. No nation today that's actually prospering because of
America is still riding the wave of the economic foundation that the Christians made, and we're seeing a secular, the secular people are destroying the economy, and they're following the same kind of ideas that the Muslims want. They want to tax more. They want to force people into giving. They want to do all of these they don't want to do any. They don't want to do any of the.
Thank you for showcasing why Christian economical system is a failure. Their own.
It's not a failure. We are wealthy as fuck. Thanks to it. We're wealthy as fuck.
I don't want to talk over you. I'll wait for you to be done. I don't want.
Well, I'm gonna finish with this. We're wealthy as fuck thanks to the Christians.
Yeah, thank you for showcasing to us that Christian economical system is a failed system because look, the American government was able to decouple from the system. It was so easy for them to do that. And according to him, that's when the prosperity of the economical system has actually failed. What a convenient argument. So the dollar was a Christian economical value. The dollar and how the currency, the fiat currency was created, that was a Christian economical value because that was created in the 1700s, before the 1900s. So was that during the Christian economical era? What the fuck are you talking about? Nobody knows what you're saying. You're a failed debater. You don't know what your debate is. But you can't represent a Christian economical system that's successful, that only has Christian economical values. It seems that all of them are actually devout from substance.
The Christian economical.
Nobody knows what the Christian economical system even looks like. Even if you tell us right now, country,
I could show you.
Be able to. I can't even I can't even test it as evidence because you haven't presented the parameters that gives a successful economy. Besides low IQ, it's success. And you're a shit debater, and I fucking hate you, and I hope to God that I never see you again in my life.
I'm glad. I'm glad I'm here to make you fucking spurg. But yeah, I can show you because every single time that you talk about the economy and the economic system, what you're talking about is the product of the people that work on that system. So when you're talking about the dollar, for example, the dollar is just the product of the American people who are able to showcase how much wealth they're able to produce according to their capacities. Okay, the shekel, for example, is an example of the capacity.
The dollar from the gold, that was a Christian value.
The shekel, for example, is the capacity of the Jews to be able to.
Happening. No one knows.
The shekel, for example.
My answers are not getting answered. My questions are not getting answered.
The shekel, for example, is the capacity of the Jews, okay, and their economic system. It's just a currency. There is not a thing that was created by God. It's a representation of the wealth of the nation. So, no, it wasn't created by God. It's not the Christian currency, but the Christian people can showcase the capacity for them, okay, to create a good society. And the representation of the dollar, is a representation of the people, of the Christian people.
When will he be done?
When will
he be finished?
When I'm done. Do you see how I didn't actually... do you see how when you were talking, I stay quiet and I listen to you?
Yeah.
You can do the same.
So if Prophet Jesus, peace be upon him, said that people have sinful nature within them, how do you trust them to regulate their own charity and taxation systems? Because
Jesus Christ did something that no other person could have done, and that is commit the sacrifice and redeem human nature so that we can actually follow in the steps of what is good. So we don't have to leave
an economical argument. He told me that Jesus died for us.
You ask a question about morality.
Yeah, I asked you if Jesus proclaimed that humans have sinful nature inherently, and everyone is a sinner, and that's why he had to die for our sins, so we can actually enter the kingdom of heaven. How are you then reconciling that you allow people to self-regulate how much taxation and donation they give to the economical system?
Because he did the sacrifice and he changed our nature. We are not all the time, once we have been blessed by God.
He changed your nature?
Yeah. Have you ever read the Bible? Do you know what that means?
Clip this shit. Clip it. He changed your nature by sacrificing himself at the cross.
Yes.
So now you're a good guy, huh?
We now have access. No, that's not what it means. We have access to the nature of God, and we can actually be good. That's the point. We can do what is good, right?
I'm asking you, but didn't he proclaim that the nature of man is sinful? So is the nature of man not sinful?
The nature of man without God is sinful. The nature of man following Jesus Christ as God is not. You know that?
Okay.
Do you understand the difference between one and the other?
But according to you, if I follow Jesus Christ, I don't have a moral obligation. I just have a moral...
you have a moral obligation.
I do have a moral obligation.
Yes.
Okay. How much?
As much as you can.
How much taxes should I pay?
Taxes
as much as I want.
Taxes is not charity, right?
Okay, how much taxes does your Christian economic
as low as possible?
How much?
As low as possible.
So one is as much as you want, and the other one is as low as possible.
As much as
according to you.
Charities as much as you can. Wait, charities as much. Charities as much as you can. And taxes is as little amount as you can possibly do.
Yeah, and according to you, this is an argument that is actually justified from the Bible.
It is.
And that you follow. And according to you, Jesus died upon the cross so everybody can make that right decision. According to
yes, because you have access to morality.
Yeah, this is a cultist behavior. This is a ritualistic religion, satanic religion that believes that inherently people are good now because they believe in the ideology.
Did I say that?
This identity of
You're
their
completely
creator,
wrong, Manor.
without creating a litmus test upon the people, which by forcing them to follow a
Yeah.
certain obligation or a duty compass or any kind of action
Instead follow
plan.
follow a demon.
As
Yeah,
long
instead
as you
follow a
derive
demon
your, as
like
long as you
Islam,
derive
you know,
your,
and lie
as
to
long as you
people.
believe that Jesus
Just
is
lie
the
to
God,
people
the
like
true
in
God,
Islam.
then you can do really whatever you fucking want, and nobody cares.
Just lie to
GG
people like in
you
Islam.
fucking
That's fine. You
desecrated.
can do anything you want in
did
Islam, right?
You
Is
did
that what you want?
amazing in today's debate. Not only
Thank you.
did you expose and embarrass yourself,
Thank you.
desecrated Christianity. Good job. What a
Well,
great performance.
what I realized is that you can
I've
just
never seen
lie
anyone do
and
both
make
at
you
the same
spurg like a
time.
fucker. Just spurg like a retard.
Yeah, I've never seen anyone do both at the same time. You're fucking humiliating.
All right. Thank you both for that open back and forth. Great back and forth from you both. So what we're gonna do now here is because that's wrapping up the open floor. We're gonna get into the closing statements, so the final phase here. Quick reminder to the live chat: the Q&A is up in the chat, but we do got a lot of super chats to get through. So if you guys want to make sure that you get your question in, I would send it through one of the priority options, because if it fills up the whole 30 minutes, not all the free chat questions will get asked. So if there's something you really want guaranteed to be asked, send it through one of those priority options. Excuse me, sorry. With that being said, we're going to move into closing statements. So, Manure, you went first. So that means you're going to go first for closings, and that'll give Emmett the last word. I like to give one the first word and one the last. So, Manure, whenever you are ready for your closing statement, I will start the timer up with your voice.
Thank you so much, Speakeasy. I really appreciate this debate. I really am.
This was fun, dude.
Sad that it had to be
This was
Emmett,
fun.
but I'm very happy that I got to debate the economical system that Islam represents and fights for and is obligated upon us. Islam is a complete religious conviction and system of governance that spiritually, physically, and intellectually inspires you into creating amazing things. You can create amazing prosperity within your society, can make amazing prosperity within your family, can create amazing prosperity by following simple rules of working hard, abstaining away from cheating and lying against people. Follow the guidance that Prophet Muhammad has given you by creating a service or some kind of a product that people will need to use and that they can trade with you for and benefit the people in order to create the wealth for yourself. What an amazing system of governance. This is a complete religion. Not only is it a moral guide, it's a spiritual guide. It's also an economical guide. It's telling you how to prosper. Prophet Muhammad does not sit there like Emmett claimed and forces a socialistic system. What a lie. What a disgusting, disgraceful lie. Where did he come from? Where did that come from? Where is this idea that Islam is a socialistic system of economical governance? What a disgusting buffoon. The example that I gave you, the beggar came to Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, and instead of Prophet Muhammad giving the beggar any of charity, he chose to give him an amazing economical lessons that stayed with us for all of mankind. And thank God we're able to look at it. Go find anything in your house, immediately flip it for value, buy a tool that you can create a service or benefit somebody with, and immediately start working for a couple of weeks to a month long. Gain the prosperity from that, double down, hire somebody else, service better services, create higher quality, buy more access, and flourish and prosper. And what a better way to live in a free market economy where all trade is regulated through contractual obligation that we're taught on how to apply and fulfill. We're taught on exactly what inheritance rates we're supposed to give our children, what we're supposed to what our obligations economically to them are and to our families. And we actually outlaw some of the worst, most demonic things like interest and usury, which is a huge economical thing that the capitalistic systems of today use in order to create wealth. And we see how destructive it is, showcasing that just because you're appealing to modernity does not mean, or high IQ does not mean you're successful. Look at these high IQ economical systems that are failing. Look at America's high IQ, one of the highest IQ systems. Do you think there's any economical prosperity? The dollar just lost 10% of its value. Turns out it was already all propped by war and complete fake trust that does not exist. It's just social, really scare taxes, mafia tactics. That's what's happening. They go in whenever a country promises to create prosperity for its nation, they go and topple its president. Look what they did to Maduro, and they steal its resources. And so that's what America's legacy is, which is what he kept appealing to. And this modern progressive legacy of economical prosperity, capitalistic prosperity, that's the legacy of it, which he, by the way, can I ask anybody in here, what is the Christian economical system that Emmett touted? Can anybody tell me how much was the inheritance rates? Can anybody tell me what is the taxable obligation that we're supposed to pay as Christians? Does anybody know how to do anything as Christian? According to Emmett, you're really not obligated to change any of your behavior because you inherently are saved now because you believe in Jesus Christ. So however much you give, you're not actually giving too little. And however much you take, you're really not taking enough. Because you have the amazing inherited will of this creator that died for you. What a disgusting, humiliating performance here. This will be Emmett's first and final debate. Absolutely humiliating. Till now, we don't know what is this argument about low IQ. How does that present success in a society, and why was this presented as the first economical boundary for Islam versus Christianity argument? Nobody knows what the hell happened here today. No one knows what a Christian economical system is. Emmett kept touting for a capitalistic system. And this disgusting rat-feeding buffoon is going to come here and humiliate himself in front of me. This will be your final time, Emmett. You are nothing. You have no respect. You garner zero respect today.
All right. Oh, shit. My timer clicked over to a different one. Usually it stops at the end.
Thank you for the 1 hour, Easy.
Yeah. It usually stops after. I don't know why I did that. But thank you for that closing statement. And we're going to move the mic over to Emmett. And Emmett, whenever you are ready for your closing statement, I will start the timer up with your voice.
Thank you so much, Easy. Thank you, Manure, for the debate. Unlike you, I actually have a little bit of respect for the people I debate. That's why I've actually prepared with my argument. The argument is very simple. The argument is that whenever you have a good economic system, you should be able to feed the kids. You should be able to feed your kids. And you know what is a great representation of being able to feed your kids? It's IQ. IQ has a great representation of you being able to feed your kids. What we saw today is that he was not able. He was just not able, and still not able to control himself. Was not able to understand the argument in and of itself. He is still coping so hard about it because either he has to admit that there is a big problem when it comes to cousin fucking, or he has to admit that he's not able to feed the kids. He comes up with this idea: I can control everything in society. I'm gonna control it. I'm gonna put a 2.5% wealth tax. I'm going to create a system where the government are going to be the ones who are going to take care of the poor. Instead of having a church, instead of having a church where you actually give charity, where there's people there ready to put you in, hold you, and get you out of that situation, that they're able to teach you about Christianity and how can you partake in the energies of God so that you can have access to what is good. Imagine that you can actually do what is good instead of having to depend on someone else to tell you what the hell you're supposed to do. Okay? And the great thing about that is that whenever we see it applied into society, like it has been applied in society, those are the best societies. People are dying here to get to the United States. What did he say when I asked him about why I say that these countries are failing? What did he do? He put it on us. He was like, this is because the United States did this. Imagine, they have to appeal to us. All they do is appeal to us. If we don't give them whatever the hell they want, they are lost. They're completely lost. They have to appeal to our moral standards so that they can even have enough not to die of hunger. This is the most insane argument I've ever seen. People, he was complaining about us having an actual moral standard. He's like complaining about it. When without us, he doesn't have anything. He wouldn't even have a country to go to. Okay? Depend completely on the Christians. It just depends on the Christians for everything. So, this was a great debate. On my end, it was a great debate. On his end, I think he got a little bit triggered. It was funny and awesome to see. Okay, so I think it's easy for giving me the chance to be on this channel. Thank you so much. You're very gracious. I thank Manure for allowing me to have a debate with him. I hope he is able to actually learn something from this. Maybe next time he's gonna eat a little bit more when he's a baby and he's gonna have a higher IQ. But to chat to everybody, thank you for the support, and this was a great debate. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you for that closing statement. And that concludes the closing statements. Great work from both debaters tonight. Again, if you're enjoying what you're seeing, make sure you like the stream, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of the debates we host here on Swords of Reasons. Like I said, we run all kinds of matchups, political debates, cultural, social, philosophy, internet beef even. Okay, if there's a conversation worth clashing over, we bring it into the arena. So don't forget to subscribe, and also don't forget to subscribe to tonight's debaters as well. Their links are in the description. Show them support for stepping into the arena and sharpening their argument tonight. Now, before I start the timer for the chat Q&A, I'm going to ask a question or two to each debater myself. Usually it's based on things I heard, arguments I want clarified, points I think maybe were missed. And then once those questions are answered, we'll begin the official 30-minute Q&A. So with my first question is we're going to start with the question for the Christian worldview. If charity in the system, in the Christian system, is largely voluntary, Sorry, what prevents widespread neglect of the poor when moral commitment declines within the society?
It's because Jesus died for our sins.
Let Emmett answer, and then you can answer after.
Well, the fact that
same answer.
The fact that the at the end of the day, we are talking about a moral. You have a moral imperative, right? Once you're the moment you're a Christian, you have moral imperatives. You have moral things that you ought to do. So if you have a society that is following the teachings of Jesus Christ, there's not going to be the imperative for the people will be there to take care of these people that are less fortunate, and we see it everywhere. Well, when we have these Christian societies, what they do is they do that. We have the greatest charities in the world. We go on and we try to take care of people that even hate us. The greatest charities that exist in the world, the greatest charities in his countries are Christian charities. So I don't see, even though it seems like there is a possibility of that happening, I don't see it happening.
So wait a minute. So I didn't understand. Where did he answer your question that how do we actually obligate this non-obligatory thing?
Yeah, you don't need to have an obligated you don't need to have a party that
So
is
doing the
obligating
moral
it.
thing is obligatory. So doing the moral thing is
No,
obligatory, but there is no obligation on how
you
much
ought to.
the
You are
charity should
doing the
be.
correct thing. You are. You don't need another person to be with behind you with a baton to tell you what is the right thing. You know what is the right thing, and you do that
What is the right thing to do? How much charity should I give
as
for
much
a
as you
prosperous
can.
economical
Do you
system?
remember that? It's one is
Much
as
as I
much as you
can.
can, and the other one is as little as
And
you can.
what's your evidence? Yeah. And the only evidence you have is the woman that bankrupted herself giving charity, right?
You don't know that. You're making that claim.
That's
She
the only
did. She
argument
gave
you gave me.
everything.
I'm
She
asking
gave
you, do you
everything
have
she
any other
could,
examples?
and it was way better for her.
On Earth, it was better for her?
Yes.
All right. So then my next question, it's kind of similar to the first one there, but without the legally enforced redistribution mechanism, right? How does the um, Christian economic model handle like a structural poverty at a national scale, like not just like individual generosity?
Good question.
I mean, are you saying that everybody is poor in a national sense?
Sorry.
I just asking how would a Christian nation handle poverty if everybody is poor in the nation?
Yeah, structural poverty. So like is it means like it's caused by how the society is organized, not just by individual choices.
Okay. So what we would do, what Christians do and did, is that they will go ahead and peacefully they will try to change the society so that it matches a proper way for there not to be that many poor. One example would be the Roman Empire. Roman Empire was they had a lot of economic problems at one point, and they were all pagan, and they had to change into being Christians. So, and they did it peacefully. We would do the same thing. We would go ahead and peacefully, little by little, change the hearts and the minds of people so that we can have a better system and lift everybody up.
All right. Did you have anything for that, Manure?
No, man. I'm just gonna let him embarrass himself. It's all right.
All right. All right. Um. So then, my next question is here. Where was it? I wrote it down. Okay. This is for Manure now. Um. If zakat is mandatory and enforced by religious law, how does that system prevent like economic stagnation or capital flight when like high earners are disincentivized from wealth accumulation?
Yes, so the way that zakat system works is a taxation system upon the people of the religion that is obligatory upon them, that is equal to, and what our scholars have figured out because of the evidences that we've seen of what zakat was during the Prophet Muhammad's era, was that is about 2.5%, a little bit more, a little bit less, depending on situations. And it's actually flexible. It's just not an extreme amount. It's actually extremely little, but it's flexible and small. And it's actually only guaranteed upon your profits. It's not guaranteed upon all of your actual just wealth. It's the profits of that wealth. It's the accumulated profits you've generated in that singular year, and you're taxed upon that exactly at 2.5 to 2%. So because of that, whoever generates more income of that year has actually got a bigger obligation, and whoever generates less income that year has a less obligation. And sometimes, it's sometimes actually not no obligations at all if they're not making an income. And this is actually, we see it's extremely similar to the tax system that we have today, just minus the the unfairness in it of the 15, 20, 30% of the income taxes. All it is a 1 to 2% income tax, and you're taking it. It's taken at the end of the year. The system and the government uses it. It's extremely foundational to the government being able to govern and help this economy and the society prosper. And we see it till today. We see this actual practice of taxation at a certain percentage obligatory upon the people because of their profits. We see that happening till today. And just like America has been able to defend against the structural damage by giving tax exemptions to certain people, reducing the tax obligations in certain situations, we see that there's a leeway as well in our system of governance and our taxation system. And so we see that the structural ambiguities or problems are not necessarily devastating to the economy or to the economical structure. It's just maybe we had a bad year of business, a lower GDP, which creates a lower amount of taxation, but that doesn't destroy, and it's easy to protect from any like structural, systemical corruption or fraud.
All right. And did you have anything for that, Emmett?
Yeah, it's not an income tax, it's a wealth tax. So what they do is that they check how much wealth do you have, and it doesn't matter whether you have any wealth.
It's profit.
No, it's not profit.
No. You can't tax
wealth.
you can't tax the last profit.
No,
not every single year you tax the profit.
It's not profit. They will go on ahead and they check.
Every single year you get taxed exactly the same amount. No, that's wrong. That's wrong.
No. You can make more, right? You can get paid. You will get taxed more.
You're only taxed upon the profit that you've created for that year. You're not taxed about the wealth that you've held from the last year to this year. You're not taxed upon.
It literally states, and I checked that before.
That you've generated for that year.
I checked that before.
You don't know what you're talking about.
I checked that before, and it says that it takes into account all of the wealth that you have, and you have to pay upon
zakat
that.
Is an income.
Okay,
zakat
it's not income; it's on the wealth.
Zakat is zakat.
And
is
the other point is that it doesn't take into account the fact that once you are forced into these kind of situations, since you're not actually doing for the good of even the good of your soul, you're gonna go ahead and try to cheat the system as much as possible, and the system is gonna become corrupt because the system in and of itself is not doing it for the good of people, but he's trying to take away as much resources as possible to distribute it amongst their own little friends, as is have been seen in any socialist and Islamist society.
So just to be clear, 2.5% of the individual's total wealth that he upheld for that year. So it exceeds it's the annual obligation paid on a surplus assets. So the assets that are not necessary for his existence, surplus, held for a full lunar year. So I guess if he's held those same assets, he can actually pay again.
Yeah,
so
it's a wealth tax.
I'm a little bit wrong, but it's a wealth tax. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
But it increases based on your income, and it's a total of your wealth. So if you don't have any wealth, you don't pay any taxes.
I agree.
All right. Do you guys? Oh, I guess the chat's saying no. You guys aren't hearing like a buzzing sound? I think I have something open.
No.
Okay. Anyways, so I'll figure it out. It's probably my speakers or something. My next question then for you, Manure, is if charity and redistribution are legally mandated, how do you prevent like corruption and like abuse in that system managing the wealth?
Yeah, amazing question, because God actually told us exactly what things we're allowed to spend the money on. For example, I'll give you the actual verse exactly, and it defines exactly what you're allowed to spend the money of zakat and what you're not allowed to spend that money. And that's how God is able to, as long as we enforce these rules that are upon zakat, then you are not worried about it. And according to the hadith, if you just give me a second, I'll find you the hadith. And that's how we actually protect. We just follow the orders that are ordained upon us. We actually follow the exact applications on how we're supposed to spend this. It says we can spend it on the hungry, the orphan, the people that administered the collection, so the collector, so the government can actually administer and use it as well to benefit itself. And so as long as we follow that verse and we don't get away from it, we can protect ourselves from major corruption. Now, there might be minor corruption. Somebody's immoral, he steals a little bit. I mean, it's going to be impossible to sit there and micromanage every single human being. But on a systemic level, as long as the zakat is following the ordains that they were ordained for, then you will be fine. Give me 1 minute and I'll find you exactly what the zakat. There's 8 things that you're allowed to pay zakat.
Wow.
Yep. So there are 8 kinds of people that receive the zakat. Charitable offerings are only to be given to the poor and the indigent. So the poor and the indigent. So as long as the funds are going to the poor and the indigent at a majority of them, then you're following the right. You're not corrupt. You're following the non-corruption, the regulations. And to those who work on administering it, so that some of the government can take it, some of the administration fees. To those whose hearts are to be reconciled, to free those in bondage, so you can use some of the zakat to free some of these slaves. So this guy is arguing, well, why slavery is so amazing? Look, we actually freed them using our own taxation. So we create a taxation system in order not only to prosper the community and create safety nets and a national security ability to deal with national security threats. We're actually also freeing the slaves with that money to rid of debt, and for the cause of God, and to the wayfarer, so that the person that might be traveling far away, you can give him a little bit of that zakat in order to help them. This is an obligation from God, and God is all-knowing, all-wise. So as long as you follow these that God's ordained, you don't stray from what you're spending that money. Obviously, the biggest part that's here is, and to those who work on administering it. So as long as we can regulate their behavior, and there's evidences of how to do that, Prophet Muhammad has taught that in hadith, then there's not going to be any corruption. I mean, I don't know. Speak easy. Do you think it's corrupt to free 2,000 slaves instead of freeing 1,000? I mean, yeah, let's use a little bit extra of the money to free a slave. Let's use a little bit extra of the money to feed the hungry. Why not? I don't think that's corruption at all. The only corruption that might be ensued here is if the administrators are taking too much money for administrating their duties, like military functions or infrastructure building. Then maybe there might be some corruption there. So that's the only thing that we would have to have a problem with the zakat in. Other than that, please take more from it. There's no corruption. It's impossible. And honestly, is there corruption when the government is administering using extra? Let's say they're taking a lot of the funds, but the infrastructure is amazing. The military structure is amazing. The society is stronger because of it. People can go to work faster and safer. People are not. You can pay for extra policing. Isn't this the biggest argument in America? Where to put the budgeting in? So isn't it amazing to be able to, as long as you budget with zero corruption, you can really do whatever you want with the money, as long as you can guarantee no corruption. And here, as long as you can oversee the administration, everything else, there's zero corruption there. So as long as you put the overseeing over the administrators of the zakat, you can get rid of 80% of the corruption systemically from here immediately.
All right. And did you have something for that, Emmett?
Yeah, so the easiest way to go ahead and create corruption is to create the government systems. He is in favor of creating these government systems. In fact, he says so. And what they do, especially any kind of these people do, is whoever's in power puts their friends and their family inside of these, and they charge as much money as possible. At the end of the day, that money that's supposed to be for the poor, to have the great economic and to feed the kids, it doesn't go for them. And we can see it, okay? Their IQ is proof that it doesn't go there.
Bro, you're gonna get humiliated in the questions about this IQ thing. This is humiliating.
Yeah, I know. It's gonna be humiliating.
This is crazy.
All right, so
you're supposed to show me your other cheek, not sit there humiliate.
I don't show cheeks, dude. Go ask your.
All right, let's
go ask
get
your cousin.
into the Q&A here. So chat reminder, we're gonna be doing the super chats. They get priority. And if it fills up the whole 30 minutes, we may not get to your Q&A in the chat Q&A. So if you want something guaranteed to be asked or read, send it through one of the priority options. Let's get to it. First one coming in from Wicked Wally for $5 says the Islam economy with just one big family business. Now let's get Minar's obligatory low tier crying about me out of the way early.
Bro, Wicked Wally's the only Christian guy that will not debate me for some reason. I've never seen somebody so scared. Brother, if you want, I'll send you enough to buy a donut. Just come and don't debate me, bro. Debate me.
All right. We got another $5 from Wicked Wally. Thank you very much. Christians created the economy, making oil in the Muslim world valuable. The modern Muslim world economy is based on and built by the Christian world.
Yeah, Christians made the economy, oil in the Muslim world valuable. Are you guys serious? Look at you guys. Look how hard you're crying about the Houthis creating a small blockade in the Red Sea. Look at how it's you're talking about how it's going to destroy your economies because your ships have to take 2 extra weeks of travel. What are you talking about, these Christian nations? You literally cannot do anything if the Islamic nations decided together to shut down the Sinai Canal. We will literally single-handedly destroy your economies. This is why you have to infiltrate us with Jews in Israel and infiltrate the canal. Because if we take over and we shut down all disgusting Christians from showing up into our canal or impose an extra jizya upon you to use our canal, it would destroy your economy. You'd have to take 2 extra weeks to go wherever you want, whereas our Arabic economies and Middle Eastern economies will prosper. So you're coming. Can we actually be factual here? What the fuck is Christians good at? What do you produce? Opioids? You fucking disgusting freaks.
Well, we're pretty good at war.
Americans.
I want you guys to. I want you guys to try.
What are you producing? What are you producing? We can shut down all trade tonight, and America will fucking fail like that, like the pussy nation that it is. The disgusting pig-eating nation that it is. You fucking disgusting pig. What are you gonna do? You gonna nuke us? Yeah, that's all you got, you fucking disgusting
pig. Yeah, we're pretty good at war.
And what are we gonna do to you? I'm gonna fucking step on you. No, don't worry, we're gonna R-word your mothers. Don't worry, we'll R-word your mothers, just like America R-worded your mothers.
I want you guys to try and then cry when you're getting bombed.
Yeah, we're gonna see. You guys can't even deal with the Houthis. You can't deal with sandal bearers. You can't deal with sandal bearers.
All right.
Tom, you want to talk about fucking prospering of economy and strength?
Let's get to the next.
The sandal wearers are fucking destroying the
sandcastles.
Go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself.
Judge Deacon for $10 says bear support. Also, Minar, UN 11, bro. Let's dial you down to an energetic 7.
I'm glad that Trench Deacon's seen this. You can learn a thing or two, Trench Deacon. We cannot give these. I know he's a Christian. He's one of your guys. I cannot give him. I wanted to be nice to him, but the guy doesn't deserve anything. Just because he looks like a fucking penguin doesn't mean I'm gonna be nice to the bird.
Trench, you're fucking based. That's all I have to say.
Word. Next one comes in from Shazzy Bear for £10. Thank you very much. Says, listening as I try to sleep, for fuck's sakes. God said, fuck this and shut the fuck up and eat some bacon. Thank you very much, Shazzy.
Thank you,
Bacon
Shazzy.
sounds disgusting. Bacon smells like shit.
How long, Nate?
Bacon,
I actually had turkey bacon. I had turkey bacon.
No, it's great. Turkey bacon is great, isn't it? It's less oil, less cholesterol.
Oh, you eat turkey bacon. Okay, yeah. See?
Yeah, halal turkey bacon. It tastes why would I eat? It's like saying eat. It's like asking me to eat a squirrel. Like, why would I be lifting my benevolent self? Look at my benevolent self. You think I'm gonna eat a squirrel like Emmett?
Regular bacon's better, but the turkey bacon's
I'm
good.
benevolent. I will never do that.
Regular is better.
How long, Nate says, Minar, you're going to wake up your cousin. brother, cousin.
Yeah, I got a little bit loud. What happened was I actually made the pact with my viewers. They wanted me to be nice to Emmett, but the guy is disgusting. His whole argument is that Muslims have many versions of their book, which is a fucking retarded argument. I mean, he's
They
humiliating
do.
himself. If that's
37.
and then his other better argument is that we are low IQ. We have bad economy because we're low IQ because we can't feed our children, which is a circular argument because we have low IQ because we have a low economy, but we have a low economy because we have a low IQ. It's what a low IQ, and I'm supposed to take this seriously. I'm sorry.
If you had a good economy, you had a better
if
IQ
anybody
because
actually
you could feed
knows
your
what's
kids.
happening, you would justify me this. This is not an immoral thing that I did. I had to straighten this guy. He had zero IQ. He's never debated before. I had to teach him. And humiliation ritual is one of the ways for me.
If you had a better economy,
I have to stop
you could,
his bad behavior. The only way to do that is to embarrass him from it.
if you had a better economy, you would be able to feed your kids, and you had a higher IQ. You see, it's that simple.
GG, you win.
$5 comes in. $5 comes in from Bumbly. Thank you very much. Only thing that could have made Minar's intro better was if he blew himself. Oh my god. What a dick.
Yeah, no, this is from Bumble.
Thank you very much.
My number one hater.
That's your number one hater. Okay,
yeah, he's my number one hater. I don't know why he doesn't like me. Maybe he smells or he looks like a rat. I don't know. That's my assumption.
How long? Thank you for the $5. $5 comes in from How Long Nate. Minar, does the law of Islam provide financial restitution across social stratus?
Yeah, so just like we said, we do not over taxate like you guys do in California. 50% of any income of every business is taxed, no matter how much money they make. I don't know how you're allowed to create any wealth. We don't know what the Christian taxation system is because Emmett never represented an argument for it. So I'm going to have to... But he did appeal to capitalism and kept talking about free markets. So I'm assuming that this capitalistic system is something he loves. And this capitalistic system is a disgusting, inherently unfair system that destroys free markets, does not actually regulate corruption, allows cheating and behavior as long as it doesn't hit a certain threshold. Or if there's a certain amount of money you stole, then the FBI gets involved. If there's not, then nobody talks about it and we shove it down. Completely destroyed the failed economical system that he loves. And this is I don't know what else did he represent today for an economic system. I'm assuming he loves America and America is a failed economical system. I don't know. So.
You saw everybody knows he's attacking a secular system that is taking place right now in California.
Knows. I asked you multiple times.
I didn't interrupt you, Manar. How are you so dumb that you cannot control yourself? Okay, I didn't interrupt you. It's fucking dumb.
You because you're acting,
anyway, so
that was your job. Your job was to represent a Christian economical system. And he failed.
He's attacking a secular system, and what he wants to do is the same as the seculars. Okay, they want to do exactly the same thing. They're like, oh, it's so much better than the seculars. Let me do the fucking same thing.
What are you gonna do? Tax you at 50%?
Yeah, that's what you want to do. You want to go ahead tax. You want to implement a wealth tax.
According to you, we're gonna tax you at
you want to go
according
ahead
to you, we'll tax you at 100% because just give out all your wealth.
You wanna create a wealth tax. You wanna create a system in which the government is gonna take care of the poor. You wanna do exactly the same things as these secularists. You are the same.
I can't wait till we step
you
on
are
America.
The same.
I can't wait. America dollar's already crashed. I can't wait. America's economic system.
Yeah, we shall see, boy.
And you Christians, this is what you guys built.
We shall see, boy.
All right. Next is Love became a member. Thank you very much. I appreciate that big time. How Long Nate for $5 says, no matter what you hear about me in the future, Starch Manning is my best friend. If you know, you know. All right.
Good for you, man. What the fuck?
Thank you, Nate.
Sounds like a guy that loves to hear his own voice. Okay.
$10 from How Long Nate says, Minar, why don't I deserve love? I never blew out your phone speaker, but you owe me $250 for replacing it last month. What process does the Islamic law say?
I'll send you whatever money it takes so you can regrow your hairline. I'll send you that money.
Thank you, Nate.
I owe you that. I'll help you.
You're a legend.
Thank you for that, Nate.
I feel bad because I have a full head of hair. I feel bad.
Wrath of Reason for $5 says, "All right, folks, I'm going to be watching from the TV in bed and have a great night. Boys, please destroy Manure in the after panel for me."
Unfortunate for you, it's not gonna
We
happen.
will.
There's nothing to destroy me. I
We
presented an amazing
will.
argument. Count Emmett's argument was that I have
will.
low IQ or something. I mean, the only one that destroyed. I didn't even have to do anything. I mean, he humiliated himself. Literally.
You proved my point.
Respectfully.
You proved my point.
Mr. B for $10 says, "I can't even lie, man. I'm a Christian, not the keenest on Islam, but when I see Manure, I click fast because the dude is entertaining and funny. The Spurg makes for A+ content, respectfully."
Yeah, no, this will never be a comment that Emmett will ever hear his name.
You're welcome, mister.
Because you are not funny, you're not entertaining, you don't have a theatrical performance. You're a low IQ, scared pussycat that looks like the penguin, but you just way more than him.
You're welcome, mister. I did that.
So a lot of people are gonna be entertained and they're
I did
gonna
the
love to watch
Spurg.
me. And the best thing that
I
you've
got
got is
him.
maybe somebody will come to watch a bird.
I got him.
I got him. Your
got him.
literal argument was a low IQ argument. Don't fucking talk about
Yes,
got him. Like,
it
the
was
only
about
one
you
that got
being low
got was
IQ and you didn't get it.
You're the only one that was got.
didn't
this
get it.
fucking debate. It's
It's like,
crazy.
you're too stupid, and you're like, oh yes, I am too stupid because I didn't get
So
it.
crazy. You think you won because I fucking humiliated you and I
I
started
won.
screaming on you like you're my little
I won.
bitch.
I won because you
think
sprang
you
like
won.
a bitch. That's
Not
why.
because you don't
sprang out.
understand that you
You're
didn't
still spurging.
present a
Look at
single.
you.
You don't
Look
understand
at
that you
you.
didn't present a single
Fucking
argument. Look at you.
funny. No, I did. You still don't get it.
What? What? Are you fucking kidding me? That's your argument. Let's go. I like that. Send me that clip. That's fucking hilarious. That's fucking
We already
hilarious.
got a clip. I'm going to be using that one. That's too good.
That's amazing. That's a soundbite. Holy shit. That's crazy. Send me that for real. Send me that. That's crazy.
Oh,
Oh
That's
man.
really good.
shit.
He thinks he won. He thinks he
A2
won.
keep on chucking for $10 says Manure nuttier than squirrel shit. Thank you very much for that, Prince of Dogs.
They're just haters.
Oh,
They
I'm
love
reading the
bacon.
next one and I highlighted K2.
Yes.
That's hilarious, bro. That's
I
hilarious.
was like, what are you reading?
This was what I was reading, and this is what I highlighted because I scrolled down too much. K2 actually says, "How come all the Muslims and red dots always get in the accidents with semis? It had to cheat to pass all a CDL test."
Ha ha ha! Another racist joke. This is something that Christians love to do. They tout that they're all inclusive and they love diversity, and then they sit there one by one attacking your color of your skin and intertwining with it some negative behavior. I mean, these are some of the most inherently disgusting and racist people I've ever met in my life.
They're attacking your IQ because you need a little bit of IQ to pass a CDL test. Just letting you know so you get it.
Lord Brandon comes in for $5. Says, Manure, if Islam is the best economic system for society, why is it that the majority of nations where Islam is ruling body are considered third world?
Yeah, that's a great question. Because when Libya tried to come up with the African dinar, that was a gold dinar stuck and inherently enforced by the golden standard, he was raped by a sword using. And Hillary Clinton laughed when she heard that it was a U.S. strike that bombed and killed Muammar Gaddafi and got him to be raped into death. Then when the Houthis came and said, hey, you know what? Since you guys don't want to do economical benefits and you want to murder the Gazans, we're not going to allow you to have an economical benefit from us, and we're not going to allow you to use our canals and our straits. And look what they did to the Houthis. Look how they stepped on them. So is it really true that we are actually third world nations? Or is it that Israel and America are systems created to decimate the power of the Ottoman Empire from World War I, and inherently it's succeeded and it's precipitated onwards, and right now there is not a singular American Middle Eastern nation that is not enforced by Western rule, economically. Right now, there's not a singular Middle Eastern nation that does not have to conform to Western ideals and ideologies, just like the European nations are. So how are we going to sit here and blame an Islamic economical system when we're not even allowed to build one and use it? We're not allowed to trade without interest, or we get sanctioned and we get bombarded and murdered. We're not allowed to create our own currency because we get raped. Our presidents get raped and murdered. So is this a Islamic issue really, or is this a disgusting Christian, Judeo-Christian ideology that is so scared of the prosperity of the Islamic movement that they will do anything, including murder and rape us, in order to weaken us?
It's because they depend on us. It's because they are too
look what will
dumb
happen
and
if we close, the Sinai. If we close a singular canal, all of your economy crashes. One canal, your economy crashes. Let alone the prosperity of our nation.
Bow down.
Let alone the prosperity. Yeah, shut the fuck up. You don't even know what the fuck you are. Are you American? What are you? Nobody knows what you
down. Are. That's why.
Man, what shit are you?
All right. Next one that comes in is $5 from Kat. Thank you very much. Kat just says woof. Thank you very much.
She's a cat and she's a dog. I don't know. This is a Christian.
What's calling you a dog? What's calling you a dog?
Fucking button for $10 says, if not needing 2 coins is great, wait until you find out about grocery stores. Sorry, that was mean, considering they can't feed themselves to maintain a French temp IQ without Christian charity.
So the problem with the IQ argument is you're humiliating yourself. This is a complete humiliation ritual. Ever since Andrew Wilson popularized this IQ argument, just like when he popularized the 4-star argument, a lot of people use it, but they don't know what it's used for. Like this fucking loser Emmett used it here when you had no rhyme or reason to use it. You have zero ability to justify this low IQ and how it destroys.
It's very simple.
Okay, you don't have the ability. I asked you multiple times for your evidence. You didn't present a single.
The IQ is the evidence.
Your own appeal evidence. No, because low IQ does not necessarily reduce work. You can actually, and also I showed you that the most poorest nations have the highest rates of STEM graduates sometimes, and STEM.
No, they don't.
Yes.
You mentioned Cuba as if Cuba has actually a lot of doctors.
Gaza has the highest rate of graduates of STEM in the whole world, and this is one of the poorest, most world-ridden nations.
Sure, I'm gonna go ahead and believe propaganda from a nation that is destroyed and being taken over by the Jewish people. Sure,
you don't know anything. You don't know anything. You don't know fucking nothing. You don't have any knowledge.
Yes.
All right. Next one that comes in here is from Joseph. Just $5 to show some support. Thank you very much, Joseph. $2 comes from If It All Fails, Do Not Redeem. Thank you very much for the support. Bobby Ballbags with the Thank you very much. I think that's when you guys were yelling back and forth there. Spurg Manure at his finest says Prince of Dogs for $2. Thank you very much, Prince of Dogs. Anthony Salea for $2 says loud noises. Thank you very much. I appreciate that big time.
Yeah, Malaysia and Tunisia right now are 2 Islamic countries, and they produce the highest amounts of STEM graduates in the world right now. So how is Islam correlated with low IQ again? I'm not understanding this. Next is the United Arab Emirates.
I will check those numbers. I don't believe in propaganda by states, especially low ass states from the third country. I asked
you for evidence. You can provide shit.
Especially for the third country, they probably say as well that they're the most respectful to women ever. Okay.
Literally, Tunisia is one of the highest. Tunisia in Africa is the highest STEM graduating nation in the world, and it's a Muslim
We got
nation.
$2 in. $2 in from Dull and Tired says Allah Akbar. Mr. B for $5 says This is literally the meme of the tiger angry and screaming while the chimp is smug and non-bothered. Thank you very much for that, Mr. B. Another $5 comes in from Bobby Ballbag. Says, "How can she slap?" Thank you very much for that, Bobby. Uh, Elder Lion for $10 says, "From the Ibn Masud, who said, the messenger of Allah, them Azut ran a damn train on my boy, Momo."
Yeah, just 1 second. While the West leads in total numbers of total graduates, these Middle Eastern nations, Tunisia, Iran, and several Arabic Gulf nations, lead the Eastern nations. These Middle Eastern nations have higher concentration of STEM degrees and specifically high female participation in STEM fields. So these Muslim nations, according to you, that we fuck our cousins, we have low IQ, are producing higher rates of STEM graduates for male and females than your Christian nations.
So that's wrong because China has 3.57 million annually. Okay, that's 40% of share. India is 2.55. United States is 120. That's not what you were saying, dum dum. You said that we had the most amount.
What?
This is the amount that they're created annually. Okay, the most are being done by China by 40%. So you're lying. As always, from a third world country.
How am I lying? How am I lying? What the fuck did you just present? What evidence did you just present? What is the evidence that you showed that you are lying? What is 120%?
I'm not presenting evidence. I'm telling you what it is.
You just said 120 something. Okay. 120 what?
No, 3.57 million annually are created by China, 2.55 million annually by India, and 820,000 annually by the United States. So those are the three with the most amount of STEM degrees per year. Thank you for your cooperation.
You're a fucking liar. Go fuck yourself.
All right. So next one that comes in.
Who cares about 3.1 million? Let's do the rates, the percentage.
Who cares?
All right, next one that comes in. Next one that comes in.
Let's do the percentage. I argued in a percentage.
Hold up. Next one that comes in is from.
I said highest rates.
Moderator K8X.
Fuck your mother, Emmett.
Okay, hold up. We're going to the next one here. Brother, calm down. Have some bacon. Is from moderator for $10. Fucking button for $5 says, "Stupid Emmett, your nation rooted in Christianity is #1 in the world and the pinnacle of success mimicked worldwide because it is a failure."
I thought he argued America was not a Christian nation today, or what?
I didn't argue that. I said that it is in decline because it's rooting away from its Christian values. But we're gonna get it back, baby. We're right here. We're gonna get it back. Christian nationalism is on the rise.
All right. Next one here is $10 from Elder Line again. Says, quoting Usad ibn Hudayr, Muhammad and the dude from Ansar, them boys giggling, hugging, and kissing and shit. They made a cute couple.
Thank you for the $10.
Right.
The game coded.
Next one. Next one is fucking button $5 says, "I must have missed one single example of anything even remotely representing proven success or prosperity in your arguments. Please help me, Lear Manar."
Yeah, so like I'm saying, like we said earlier, is a lack of like, first of all, if we want to talk about prosperity of nations, I mean, we have multiple nations that are Muslim that are extremely prosperous, extremely strong. Like, for example, the biggest building in the world is in a Muslim nation. Two of the biggest buildings in the world are in Muslim nations. According to Emmett, we're so low IQ, we shouldn't be able to even have the ability to create this, kind of generational, unbelievable feat. To create the biggest buildings in the world to both be two different Islamic nations. But, again, Emmett's argument was fucking low IQ, piece of shit, dog shit, pig eating trash.
You're so triggered, dude.
I mean,
All
Saudi
right.
Arabia and Dubai. I'm not triggered. Your
You're
mother's a
so
whore. I'm not
triggered.
triggered.
Okay, we got
Your
the
mother's a whore.
another $5 from fucking button says Zakat is mandatory, but Manure did not like it when Zakat chimed in. W to Zakat.
Yeah. So this guy
Well,
would rather have a Christian nation like American California tax him 50% of income,
you keep
and then
making these.
he's gonna say that's good. That's good for him. That's
That is
mandatory for him.
such a
But God
stupid
forbid we
argument, and you
get to
keep on
Zakat.
doing it. I can't.
I'm sorry. I'm confused. Is America a Christian nation or is not? I'm
It's
confused.
being
You
under
just literally
attack
said
by
that
people
it
like
is.
you that want the
Yo,
same kind of
since
shit that you want.
I asked you to make an argument. I asked you to clarify, and you just said that it is, and it will be, and it will continue to be.
Yeah,
So go
it's on
fuck
the rise,
yourself, you
baby.
fucking
We
dog
are
pisser.
we've moved away from the Christian values. We're on the
I
rise.
muted him.
We're gonna
Continue.
take it back.
All right. Oh, all right. Let's get to the next one here. We got $5 from fucking button. If your system is so good it can only fail by corruption and has failed, you are saying your system is a corrupt failure? Just curious, logically.
Yeah, so that's exactly what the Christian system is. He's talking how America is a great economical system, yet then he's saying that, oh, because the seculars took over the system, now they're making it fail, even though they're using the exact same foundations that they had before. I don't see a difference in the economical system in any way from the 1950s to today. I don't know what he's talking about. What is the difference that is happening? And so my argument was that it's actually impossible to create corruption in my system unless administratively you're not creating and overseeing an overview. And that's actually how you balance all budgets. You create a budget and then you create an overseer of the budget. Until today, we use this exact same system that was touted 1400 years ago in order to fulfill the nation's affairs. I mean, this is not rocket science. But according to him, I want to know what is the evidence that the Christian economical system changed because of the seculars. What did they change?
So imagine that all you have to do is create a budget. It's kind of interesting that the American taxpayers have budgets, and it's about 39 trillion in debt right now. But hey, don't worry. He knows how to make a budget, and that's the only thing you need to do, okay? Just make a budget. It has nothing to do with the morality and the ethics and all the things that we have moved away from, and we're moving back into being a Christian nation.
Are you arguing we should not have an overseer and we should not create budgets? What are you arguing?
I'm saying that the way in which the system is working is the way that you want it to be. This is the same kind of bullshit that the liberals, okay, the socialists want. We want something completely different.
How did the seculars change your Christian economy? How did they destroy it?
They moved away from the church, for example. So the church is the one that usually takes care of charity. How they started taxing us that way?
How?
Okay. They are destroying the ways in which the country was created. The country had churches in every single state. The church was part of the government system. They moved away completely from that. They destroyed the ideas.
200 years ago, the government was taxing you, not the church.
Utah, Utah, 20 years ago, you know what they did? The kids go out of schools. They bus them into the church, and they had classes about Christianity. And this was done by the Mormons in Utah about 30 years ago. So, no.
Yeah, but the state...
Okay,
the American Republic has always been taxing you. It's not been ever the
not this way. It was completely different. In fact, it's been about 100 years, maybe a little bit more of income tax. So it was different.
The conception of America was untied with the Christian church. The Christian church never.
The Christian church was in every state. Of the
nations or the states in America.
No, it was in every state. Every state had its own church. Okay, it was not federally, but every state had its own.
The church is not taxed for the state.
Yes, but you know why? Because
getting taxed from the secular enforcers.
There were different kind of taxes. There was no income tax. Okay, and the way that it worked is that every single person was poor and needed help was done through the church and not through the state.
So the only difference was that they started taxing you
by charity. Yeah. That was one of the... When it comes to the economy, yes. And they started making a bunch of programs to take care of the poor when we didn't need it. You know who'd care of the poor?
When did that happen?
during this century specifically. Do you know who took care of the
So
poor
this
in
so
America?
this century, so only this
Do
century
you
the secularists took
know?
over America.
Do you know who took care of the poor in America before
I'm
in
not
the
allowed to ask you,
1800s,
so it's okay.
1700s?
Yeah,
No? Okay. You didn't know. Fine.
yeah, I know. Thank
Well,
you.
it's a
All
church,
right,
so you
let's
know.
let's get to the next one here. $5 from Bobby Ballbag says, Manure, what are your thoughts on looks maxing?
I think
It
it's
looks like a
great. I think
bomb.
Emmett needs it.
It looks like a bomb, is what I
Yeah.
say.
$5 from World Radio says, was Manure supposed to dress like his economical growth?
I would love a clavicular to rate me. I'm sure my rating will be much higher than this guy next to me. Maybe the whole stream. I don't know. We'll see. I don't know why anybody's laughing about.
All right,
He came
all
to
right.
a debate looking like his economy.
We got $5 from If It All Fails. Is it high IQ for Muhammad to poop in their drinking water?
Yeah, so these guys, they don't even know how much charity they're supposed to give from their own Christian economical system. But for some reason, they know the historical
We know.
procedures of every single thing that Prophet Muhammad did that we don't even know about. This is amazing. This is another display of the al-Zut. These people know stuff no Muslim on earth knows somehow. But they don't know anything about their own Christian religion. But they
Yeah, we
know
know.
stuff about Islam that no Muslim even knows. Subhanallah.
Let me
God
clarify
is great.
that for you, Manure, because we do know as
God
much
is
as we
great.
can. There you go.
All right.
God is great,
Next
man.
one here is $10. Mr. B says, just to spite Manure and him saying nobody will ever say the same to Emmett. Emmett, you are very funny and entertaining.
Thank you, mister.
You should have spited me a little bit more. Send more donations, man. Help. Let's help support the channel. Speak easy.
$10. True. $10 from Elderline says Muhammad needed that jizya to grow back his hair. That's why he went to the Azut. It's all coming together.
Yeah, so these guys, they know the name of the river and how many dung pieces came out of Prophet Muhammad, but somehow they don't know how much property taxes, what the inheritance is. According to him, is however much the father wants to give. I don't know why you're laughing. When I ask you how much inheritance your daughter
As much
should
as they
have,
want to
you
give.
told me. You said as much as they want to give.
Yeah.
So they don't know how much inheritance they need to give, but they know the name of the river.
You have to control people. That's what you want to do. You want to control people.
No.
Okay, that's all you want to do. I don't even know what the numbers you mentioned are actually. Like, I'm pretty sure that if I math all of the numbers, it's not gonna get to an integer.
All right,
boring.
next one comes
You're
in
boring.
from Joseph Romano for $5. Thank you very much. All those places you named, do their degrees carry over to the Zeus med standards? Sorry.
Yeah, so like I was touting 30, often 30 to 40% of Tunisia, Iran, and several Arab Gulf nations have some of the world's highest rates of STEM graduates. I didn't sit there and counting 200,000 here. I'm talking about the rate of how many of them. I don't know why he's counting. Oh, there's a million here, a million there.
Because we have options.
Rate compared to the population. Yeah, but if there's not even 3 million in the population of the country, how the fuck am I supposed to graduate 3 million people? Be fucking smart.
We have options. We
have to
do more
talk
than
about
just
the rate per capita. We can't just fucking make a generalistic number and act like you did something. So when we look at the rates, let me finish. Why is he talking over? When we look at the rates of the graduates of STEM compared to the per capita of the population, Tunisia and Iran have some of the highest STEM graduates in the world. Tunisia has the highest STEM graduates in Africa, all of Africa, and this is a Muslim nation. So I don't know what the hell he's touting. What 3.5 million in China? Is China a Christian nation, by the way? Fucking retard.
I never said it was. I told you which ones have the most amount of graduates.
Why did you use it as an argument?
Because you were saying that they had the most amount of graduates and they don't. It's that simple.
All right. Last two here. We got Jack of Blades becoming a new member. Thank you very much, Jack of Blades. I appreciate the support. And then Kokomo sends in 20 just to send some support. Thank you very much. And also we got a $20 PayPal as well. Thank you very much. for the PayPal. I appreciate that big time. It just says, God bless Easy and Alicia. So thank you very much, and God bless you as well. All right. With that being said, we are wrapping up. That right there will wrap up the Q&A.
Yeah, I
for
win
tonight.
100%. Bobby, 100% I won. I mean, I don't know if anybody's thinking.
real quick.
I don't know
real
if anybody
quick.
has any questions about this, Bobby.
All right, real quick. So thank you to everyone in the live chat for all the questions, the engagement, the support. Like I've said, this is what allows me to keep bringing you these debates and the whole entire Swords of Reason experience week after week. So I appreciate every single one of you. And also a huge thank you, of course, to our debaters for stepping into the arena tonight and sharpening their ideas in front of all of us. Before we move on, let me check real quick. Are either of you planning to hang out for the open panel tonight? It's going to be a short one tonight.
Do you have any other Muslims? Do you have any other Muslims?
They come by sometimes, but I can't always guarantee they're going to come by.
I'll hang out for a minute. I'll entertain just a little bit. I'm not gonna.
Okay, yeah, no, you're welcome to stay as long as you want. So, what's going to happen next? We're going to roll the debate outro song and video. Runs for about 4 minutes. Perfect time to hit the washroom, grab a drink, stretch your legs. Anything that you need to do before the Chaos and Chill panel begins. Okay, anyone is welcome to join. Test your ideas, continue the conversation, whatever. But if you're coming up to try and like troll or bring personal drama and just yell over everyone, you will just get muted and most likely booted. So while you're ahead with that idea, just quit it. And before we run the outro, one last reminder: make sure you subscribe to both debaters. Sorry, their links are in the description. And if you are enjoying these debates, hit the subscribe to the Speakeasy channel as well, so you don't miss any upcoming Swords of Reason battles. Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays. This is where logic meets passion. All right. So I'm gonna roll the outro. And we'll see you all in just a few minutes.